Paul Chanker, lads and lasses, how's it going? Sorry, I was just talking to myself for about a minute there before I realised I'd only pressed preview and not start stream. So sorry about that, lads and lasses. That's why I was even a minute later than I said I was going to be. So sorry about that, but I hope you're all doing well. Thank you. I can see there's a bunch of you in here already stopping by and getting in here before we've even started. So thank you very much to you all for stopping by. I hope you're all having a good evening. Shout out to all you legends who got in here earlier for the England game as well, which we won 1-0. Get in there. Do us a favour, smash that thumbs up button if you were just getting in here or have been waiting. But either way, can you smash that thumbs up, please, lads and lasses? Let's do this then. Okay, so I just wanted to jump on here and give you a little bit more information in regards to a few pieces of transfer stuff that has come out in the last sort of few hours. I've been speaking to my main transfer guru, Mr. Matthew Rush. Really appreciate all your insight, dude. He's got some great sources and stuff like that. So thank you so much to all of that, dude. And thank you to everybody that's in here. Let's see who is in here. Ibs Sidat, boom chanker to you, my friend. Brandon Halpin, boom chanker to you, my friend. No Bones Jones. No Bones Jones, yes! Yes, Phil No Bones Jones is in here. How's your jellified limbs today, No Bones? PG, what's going on? Ice Queen Gaming, yes. F. Chowdhury, yo. Jamie Loki Jones, hello as well. Ryan Burberspin9. Jonathan Gallagher. Clam J, by the way, shout out to Clam J. He sent me a PayPal last night, by the way, Clam J, after the stream had finished. But shout out to you, Clam J. Massive shout out for that, dude. Really appreciate that, man. I think you were pissed out your head, were you? Dunno. But either way, thank you so much for everybody for getting in here tonight. Nick Pendragon, yo, my friend. Harry Astwathi, Sean Remmer, hello. PG, Jarvis Cocker, Alan Rogers, Illy United, JP, yo, my friend. Matty the Rushmeister, Palmerius, Ellie, Josh Smith, oh my days, Jonathan Gallagher, Nelly Sean, Sphinx Zoo, Palmerius. There's a whole bunch of you legends in here. Smash that thumbs up button and get involved in the live chat throughout, my friends. Right then. Okay, so this is really, what we're talking about is a few little things that we're talking about. It's mainly, of course, the major transfer points, just to start off at the top of the show. Of course, there's a little bit more about Reguilon, there's a bit more about Sancho, bit more about Thiago, and a few other things, but we will get into them quite deeply now. So basically, of course, Manchester United need to sign a little player called Jadon Sancho, who played again tonight for England and was very good. And there just seems to be this absolute unbelievable dick measuring that's going on right now between the two clubs, because you've got like representatives of both clubs coming out and tweeting and saying certain things. You've got journalists saying certain things. I mean, Fjortoft has come out and basically said outright, you know, he's underlined that because Dortmund said initially a month ago that the August 10th deadline was firm, and if Jadon Sancho wasn't gone by August 10th, then they would sack off any sort of a deal with Manchester United. After that, no, we're not going to be selling Jadon Sancho. So obviously Fjortoft is saying that is still the case. You know, I mean, Fabrizio Romano is saying that the contract is, you know, that there's no deadline on that sort of a deal for that kind of thing. And what we're hearing about today is that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is had talks with Manchester United's board, and he's not a happy bunny, my friend. Basically, he's made it very known that he wants to get Jadon Sancho in this window, and that Ed Woodward needs to pull those fingers out of all those bloody Melton Mowbray pies that he's currently plucking in, and do something in this window and go and get him. So that's what's being reported at the moment. But of course, there is also the situation where they are having this battle in the media. They're having this battle in the media, guys, and it's absolutely sickening. United are being linked with bloody Dwight McNeil tonight, lads and lasses. Bloody Dwight McNeil, I'm seeing some bullshit articles about some bullshit. You know? It's like, come on now. Really? I mean, it's just not legitimate, my friends. But the reason that we're being linked to all of these players, suddenly Josh King's being brought up. You know, there's bloody Dwight McNeil from Burnley. Okay, he did used to be a United player, actually. But, I mean, are we realistically looking at the proposition of bringing Dwight McNeil back to the club? It's BS, isn't it? What it is a situation where we're trying to... We've got this PR... It's a PR spider web, if you like. There's a PR spider web coming out of Manchester United. What they do is they just drip feed these little bits of information to some of these publications. Some of them are rags, some of them like the Daily Mail. These sort of places, and then all these stories get put out there to do with all these players that are being linked with everyone. And it's just like this whole to-in and throw-in situation where Manchester United are trying to one-up Dortmund constantly. Dortmund are trying to one-up Manchester United by putting their little minions out there saying stuff online. So I do think that it's getting a bit freaking annoying right now. I just wanted to talk about it. This is a saga. It's turning into a bloody saga, and I'm sick and tired of it, my friends. Why cannot Manchester United just go and get the deal done? It makes no logical sense whatsoever. What the hell is the matter with us, honestly? I mean, look, there's a reason we've left the number 7 shirt vacant. Surely. We've left the number 7 shirt vacant for Jadon Sancho. It's obvious. We need to just go and get the deal done now. Why are we dragging this out so long, guys? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you think Jadon Sancho will join in this transfer window. That's what I want to know from you guys right now, because at this moment in time, I mean, who the hell knows what's going on with our football club? Are we going to pay that sort of money for him? Probably not, my friends. Probably not. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing in those regards. I mean, we are being linked to a few other players as well. You know, like there's a lot of speculation going on at the moment. And it's all, like I say, part of this big network of bullshit PR that the different clubs are all spouting. So, look, Douglas Costa was one a couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? Douglas Costa, £20 million. We're going to get Douglas Costa. Where does this come from, my guys? People don't just make this shit up. This is coming from the club, I say. And what I'm saying is they're trying to drip feed all this information out there to force the hand of Dortmund effectively, to try and make them sell at a lower price quicker, because we might go and buy a different option. It's obvious. It's just a complete PR spin and a complete PR battle, my friends, between the two clubs. And I find it pitiful, my friends. I find it pitiful. We are being also linked with Kingsley Coman, Ousmane Dembele now as well. Oh, yeah. Okay then, right, yeah, okay. So it's very annoying, isn't it, that that this is the situation, but because it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, my friends. I think people were saying it a couple of days ago, and I hope to God that they're right, but they were saying a couple of days ago, it's going to be done by the 8th of September. I never said that. I'm just saying there were people saying that now in the live chat and stuff like that. Prepare yourselves for a long, drawn-out battle. That's what I'm going to say on this one, because, look, we've been linked with all these players. Douglas Costa, you know, we've had the David Brooks link, we've had the Josh King link, we've had now the McNeil link. This is all just a PR battle between the two clubs to try and get a deal done from either side, and you can see that they're you know, you can see it's quite transparent, really, lads and lasses. So all of this stuff that you're hearing, all these players we're being linked to, such as Kingsley Coman, Douglas Costa, Ousmane Dembele, it's all just bollocks, just so you know. It's literally paper talk in order to try and get some sort of a reaction from the club Dortmund to sell him. How are you all doing, lads and lasses, tonight? Thank you for getting in and get your thoughts and opinions in. We'll cover each topic a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next one, and you lads and lasses can have your say on each one. Mudalumin Gibber, how you doing? Comments, Piggy, let's get this players we need so bad. 100%, dude. Like, what the hell is the matter with this football club? And we've got a human potato at the top there. If only he could actually, you know, perform the duties of a potato, that would be great, because usually they're quite sort of fluffy and have a nice exterior. But unfortunately, he doesn't. He just sits there stinking up the place, my friend, growing roots out of him. Do you know what I mean? Like an old potato. And I am sick and tired of Potato Boy Woodward. I think it is time that he went, but he obviously won't go. So we need to get some proper, you know, we need to get some proper players in. Will we do that in this window? The chances of that, my friends, are getting slimmer by the minute, because we're being left behind in this transfer window. Everyone could see it. Everyone could see the differences, the difference that Chelsea are going to have come the start of the season. And you know what? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man, imagine if he's bloody 6th by Christmas or something. And don't blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if he's 6th by Christmas, my friends. But the board will be on him, the fans will be on him, the media will be absolutely on him like a freaking fly around rotting vegetables. It will be a nightmare. Like, you don't want to have that sort of negativity around the club. And there's a good chance of that happening at the moment, people. Look at the season we had this season. We had a complete rickety season throughout the whole year, up and down. At one point, we were bloody 15th or something. And then, of course, we've had a nightmare run. And then we did really well. And we managed to finish 3rd. And it was an epic end to the season. And what a fantastic victory for Ollie. But next season's going to be even harder. It's going to be even harder, because all the other teams are strengthening. And we, at the moment, have had a Donny van der Beek, which is great, but it ain't enough, my friends. And if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished the season in 5th, Would that really be that much of a failure compared to, if you look at the squads and what everyone's got? Remember, like, Jose Mourinho is he's done some things in his career which you could say he's a good manager. And he's at Spurs and they've got a great squad, arguably a better squad, a better team, first 11 as well, than Manchester United. Arguably, I'm not saying that they have, I'm just saying arguably they do. They've got a world-class striker in Harry Kane, who was shit tonight for England. They've got Son Heung-min. They've got a good midfield. They've got the, good goalkeeper backline. They've got a good team. And who knows, maybe they could just surprise a few people and get in there. So, look, United need to act in this window, move fast, stop playing this dick measuring game with Dortmund. We've already seen it, Ed Woodward. You've got like tiny little twig and berries, mate. Put it away, Ed. We've had enough of this dick measuring competition from Ed Woodward now, and Manchester United and the whole PR machine at United. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing all these players linked with the football club every single night when I go on there, on these bullshit websites, to be honest with you. But, there are some good sources that we've got, that me and Mr. Matt Rush, the Guru Meister, have got. And, like I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is being reported to have held talks with Woodward, demanding the board basically go and improve the bid and get Jadon Sancho in. So we will see if that materialises. We'll see if Manchester United can get the deal back on and renegotiate and actually come to an agreement. There's no way that United are paid 120 million for him. There's no way on earth we're going to pay that for him now. It will have to be a little bit less than that, because this is just a complete dick measuring move by Woodward and the board. They don't want to pay that money for him, even though they should. Even though Chelsea have just spunked 70 mil on Havertz. I don't think they're going to do it, lads and lasses. Colin Gregg, he says, yeah, the list goes on. Sean Remmer says, I think Dortmund will drop it even by 1 million. They're complete idiots. So I think if they think, yeah, okay, sorry, I need to reread your question. If they think Dortmund will drop it by even 1 million, they're complete idiots. Mate, I think our board are complete freaking idiots anyway, mate, aren't they? They're not the sharpest tools in the box of the best of times, these twats. But yeah, I agree with you, Sean Remmer. Like, I don't really understand why that they're haggling over a few mil when they could have got the deal done weeks ago. How many more shirts would have Manchester United sold if Sancho would have come in weeks ago? How much more extra boost would have that given to us in all different departments, from the stock exchange to merch and everything? It's redonkulous that they would do this and just delay it so much just over the sake of a few mil when the player is there, the player's waiting. I mean, it would just be justice for the Glazers and Woodward in a way if somebody came in and if somebody came in and actually took Jadon Sancho off of us, like one of the clubs that's actually spending money in this window. That might teach those wankers a lesson, to be honest, but of course we would miss out on a great player. Mrs. P, Cake Bandit with a hot dog super sticker. Thank you for that, love. I told you don't do that. You're off your tree, darling. You're off your tree. First Class Gamers in the house. What's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Ellie, Duke Born Ready. What's going on? Says Dortmund will be stubborn. Absolutely. We've been over this. Dortmund have no reason to sell Jadon Sancho right now to Manchester United for anything less than they want. They've got themselves a good player who's contracted up. He's a committed player. He seems a professional player. He's not going to be the type of player to just down tools at Dortmund. He's going to be the type of player to just work until he's ready to go. And maybe he does want to go on and progress. This is what's to be understood. We've also got some information here to say that Jadon Sancho has spoken to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a couple of times throughout this window, and that he's adamant and he wants to come to Manchester United. But the problem with the situation is the fee. It's the fee. So we have to go and get him. We're going to have to renegotiate, and Dortmund may have to move a little bit, but they're not going to move a lot. They're absolutely not going to move a lot because they've got themselves a wicked player there who's getting better. And if they keep him a season, good. They've got a great player. If they sell him in a season, they'll probably get a bit more for him because he'll develop even more and be even more of a star. So for them, it's not really much of a gamble to keep hold of him for another season. This is why it's imperative for United to act now and stop being a bunch of melters and do the business. I'm sick of it, guys. I'm sick of this whole Jadon Sancho shit right now because it's been going on for a year now. It's like any other one of our transfers that we sign. They always are like turtle pace. We're turtle pace when you've got like the hair over at Chelsea. Although we know who wins in the end, so it's probably not a good analogy. But yeah, I mean, look at what's going on around the Premier League. Other teams are doing business. Wolves are looking likely to sign a player right now. I think. Sorry, Matt Rush, I've lost it for some reason. I clicked off the article now, but Matt Rush sent me an article about Wolves signing a player or potentially signing a player here. And there's other players like Jimenez. They've got Jimenez. Maybe there's some speculation that Manchester United could be going after him at some point. But does it? We had links with him in the past. But would we do that? Probably not with this board. We don't seem to have any bottle to go and sign anybody. Right then, lads and lasses, okay, have a little vote. If you have to say, if Jadon Sancho signs for United in this window, stick a 1 in the live chat or stick a 2 in the live chat for no. Yes or no, does Jadon Sancho sign for Manchester United in this window? Colin Greig comments, Sancho will give them financial returns tenfold on the first season. Mate, I'm with you, Colin Greig. Like, he's not really a gamble when you're that young and that good. Think about the cost per season of a player. Manchester United have spent £20 million or 25, however much it is a year on Alexis Sanchez's wages every single year. Now, Jadon Sancho's not going to be on massive wages at all. I think I've heard some reports maximum it's going to be like 260k a week. Bear in mind he's a 20-year-old player. It's a lot of money, but it's not 500k a week, okay? So instantly, you've got money generated from that. The fact that you've got rid of a player like Sanchez, but you've got a player like Sancho, you're saving money there. So that's not an issue. You do have to pay the big fee up front, but Manchester United is a massive entity that can afford to spend the money. We haven't spent a lot in this window already. You're seeing teams around the league spend hundreds of millions already. We haven't done that. So we can do that. So why haven't we done it? It makes no sense. I mean, look, you have to look at it from both sides because there's a good chance that Dortmund are just playing hardball because they want to squeeze as much money out of United. Of course they are. They've got a very valuable asset which they do not need to sell. Manchester United want that asset. There's a value on that asset and it has to be met. And if you don't meet it, then that asset will stay. It's as simple as that, really. It's like anything. It's got its value, and it's whether or not Manchester United are prepared to meet that, or whether or not Dortmund are prepared to come down on that price. We will see what happens. We all know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants Sancho. We've left the number 7 shirt open for him, and it's understood he's made it aware to the board that he desperately wants Sancho. So yeah, guys, get your thoughts in and opinions. Footy Talk, what's going on? He says, Sancho, please respond. That's quite, yeah, exactly. We need some response about Sancho, don't we, really? Sham7, how you doing, mate? Good to see you again. Mustafa Abdullahi, he says Havertz is going to earn 250k. I mean, it's a lot of money for a 20-year-old player. Chelsea are like pretty nutty when it comes to signing players. Like they do just go all out, don't they? To spend that sort of money on Havertz right there and Werner and Ziyech and all these guys just in this window right now with an inexperienced manager like Frank Lampard at the helm, really, he's had a good season last year, I say, but really he's inexperienced. That's quite a bold move by the Chelsea owners, to be fair. That's the sort of move I would like my owners to do in a window where you finish 30-odd points behind the freaking scummy Scousers, my friend. You know what I mean? The FIFA Tom, what's crack-a-lackin'? Ussie Sawa, hi to you as well, mate. Rodney Currency, smash a thumbs up on the video, lads and lasses. If you're just getting in here and you're tuning in, hit that like button if you can. It'll help this stream out a lot, you legends. Appreciate it, everyone. Rodney Currency, he says, hope we get him, mate. Great work. Thank you, Rodney. Yeah, I'm just trying to basically give you my thoughts and opinions on the situation at the moment. Obviously, there's, in terms of actual offers and stuff like that, it remains to be seen what's going to happen. Maybe United has ended their negotiations with Dortmund and Dortmund had ended their negotiation with United and that's it. Like we said, Fjortoft is making out that the situation is Dortmund said if he wasn't sold by August the 10th, then that was going to be the end of the party, my friends. Dortmund were going to keep him for another season unless he was bought by August the 10th. But there's all this stuff going on since then, like I say, to do with United being linked with every single other player with no real true basis for it, just simply to try and maybe make Dortmund consider a second offer from Manchester United, a lower offer. Maybe if we go in for 20 million less now, maybe they'll consider it. So we'll see if that materialises, my friends. I would like to think that United will end this window with Sancho. Sorry, guys, I didn't actually see who voted a minute ago. What was the vote? So smash a 1 in the live chat and a 2 in the live chat if you think... smash a 1 for Sancho, yes, he will sign. Smash a 2 for no, he won't. Okay, I can see that. Sorry, I've gone back up now. So the FIFA Tom thinks 2, no, he won't. Jarvis Cocker 1, Alan Spence 1, PG 1. Let's see what people think. Martin Ellison, thank you very much for getting in here as well, you top lad. Jonathan Gallagher with the 1, Incomplete with the 2. Sean Remo 1, Matthew Adateo 1, Pigden 1. Jamie Jones 3. Okay. That's the different option. That's the Dwight McNeil option. But yeah, that's bullshit, isn't it? That whole Dwight McNeil stuff. I mean, come on, that's just BS. We're being linked with all these players. Like, it's like that David Brooks link we had a couple of weeks ago, really. Like, we all were pissed off about that David Brooks link. Because, yeah, he's an okay player, but it's not a special player that's going to improve Manchester United's starting 11 right now or anything like that. And we had that link with him, and it's just like, well, we don't want that. And now we've got this link with Dwight McNeil, which is, you know, in my opinion, it's just complete BS. But it's there to serve a purpose of creating a bit of propaganda, basically. I believe it's some sort of PR machine at Manchester United that pumps out some of this guff, and basically, you know, to try and get Dortmund to bend a little bit on the price. We'll see if it happens. I mean, what sort of money would you like to pay for Jadon Sancho, everybody? Because everyone says 120 million is too much, and it probably is in this current climate with what's happened in the last year. But usually, I think it would be absolutely spot on. I mean, Neymar cost 190 million or whatnot. Sancho, and that was a couple of years ago. Sancho is something else. I mean, that deal stank to high heaven. But I mean, this Sancho deal, 120 million euros. It's a lot of money, everyone. It's a lot of money. But like I said, spend that over the course of a 10-year career, because he's 20. And he's only getting better. And if he comes to Manchester United, there's every possibility that as long as we progress and improve, which I think with him in the team, along with people like Rashford and Martial and Greenwood and Bruno all getting better and better, I think we will improve, and I think we will have success over the next few years. So it's not really a lot of money to spend when you're going to recoup that in probably competition-winning money alone and shirt sales alone. Because he's that sort of a player. He's going to be that sort of an impactful player for United over the next decade. 20 years of age, guys, the same amount of goals and assists as games over in the Bundesliga for the last year. The guy's an incredible talent. I mean, look at him tonight in that England game. He was one of the best players out there. It's a shit game, and England were poo. But he was actually one of the best players, to be fair, and he caused them all sorts of problems. He put one on a plate for Rice. What more can you do, really? So I think he had a decent game. He showed again why he's a good talent. And at 20 years of age, wow, what a player. 20 this guy is. So to get him now, when he's still developing, when he's still got a lot of improving to do, would be a master coup for Manchester United. So we should jump at the opportunity of spending 120 million euros on him, in my opinion. Would you spend 30-odd million quid on Rio Ferdinand again back in those days when, you know, if bear in mind inflation, it's probably a similar sort of fee, and it's a defender. So that was, I remember people balking at that fee back then. It's like, no, he's a great player. He's a fantastic player that's going to be in that position for the next decade, folks. So it's money well spent. You don't have to go fannying around in the transfer market for a quick fix for a player in 2 seasons' time. No, you've already got your Rolls Royce there ready, doing the business for the next 10 years, folks. That's the sort of signing Jadon Sancho is. So when you think about that, Dortmund know that. When you think about that, it doesn't become such a ridiculous transfer fee. I can understand completely why Dortmund want 120 million for him, because he is a great player, and he's so young and a massive asset and a star. It makes so much sense. He's going to be one of the best players in the world in the future. It's, you know, you've only got a certain amount of time where your Cristiano Ronaldos and your Messis and your Neymars and your Suarez's and all these folks are all around. It's going to be the next generation soon, and he's going to be a big part of that because he's already one of the best young talents in the world at 20 years of age. Come on, United, get the business done. It's sickening, my friends. Absolutely sickening. Jarvis Cocker says, does anybody play organised football, and at what level? I haven't for a few years, actually, mate, but I mean, I used to just play like a bit of six-a-side and stuff. In my youth days, I always played in goal for a local team and stuff like that. So, yeah, and for my school. Chaiman, he says, if we get Sancho, we may not get any more in this window. Very good point, Chaiman. You know, I don't expect United to spend a lot of money in this window because of our owners. And even when we do buy Sancho, it will be on the back of getting rid of Sanchez and saving all that money. It will be on the back of getting rid of Smalling to Roma. It'll be on the back of maybe Phil Jones on the go as well, loaning out Pereira. We'll be making all sorts of scrimps and saves in that meantime, lads, and that's just, trust me, because that's how the board operates at United. You know, they're not really that investment hungry. I don't think about putting money in. They're more about expenditure, about balances, and about trying to squeeze the pennies at Manchester United to serve the purpose of the Glazers, man. Which is why Ed Woodward is the chief executive in charge in the first place, because he's an ex-financial banker. He's one of those, you know. My brother's a banker, by the way. One love. But I'm just saying, you know, he's obviously there for a reason. He's great at all the commercial aspects, financial deals, all that stuff. He's brilliant. But we still need to get that DOF in there, my friends, to do the job, because he's inadequate when it comes to football business. We've seen it recently. We've seen it before. We've seen it in this window alone. It's not a good look for this football club when there's all these great teams, you know, great players going to other teams and they're strengthening. It is really not a good look for United, because we're being left behind in the window and our manager's being left behind in the window. And remember that. Remember, all you Ollie Outers out there, there's probably not that many in here, but we know there's a bunch of melters who are out there who are Ollie Outers. Well, they will get straight on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when the new season starts and United are struggling if we haven't signed anybody else. When we come up against the other teams who have strengthened and have looked good, I think we're going to have a rude awakening unless we do something about it. Because, yeah, we did well against the big teams last season, but we also did poor against the lesser teams. And if we want to have a more consistent season, a better season, we've got to win more games. We've got to be more competitive. And unless you actually sign more players to give the team more competition, then they're not going to improve that much. I mean, yeah, sure, Rashford and Martial and Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka and all these guys have all developed and improved this season. So in one way, you've got a much more experienced set of players and an older, better set of players than you did a year ago. But in another way, you haven't added too much to the side. You've got another midfielder, great, another, you know, good midfielder who is developing. But at the same time, we've not gone and signed a massive star player like I don't think Van der Beek, I mean, I hope I'm wrong, I really do, but I don't think Van der Beek's going to have an influence like Bruno Fernandes, say. But I do truly hope that I'm wrong on that one. I think maybe he's going to be another one of those players that's in and around the squad and does start a bunch of games, you know, a la your Freds, McTominays, Matic's of this world, you know. I think it's that kind of situation for him. And that's great at 23, and he'll develop, and in a couple of years, hopefully, when he's, you know, a bit older, he'll be, and got adapted to the Premier League, he'll be a beast. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's a beast right away. And I still think he's a good player, but I'm just saying, like, I think United have to be wary of not strengthening enough in this window, because if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer doesn't get those players, how is he going to keep it competitive? How is he going to give that emphasis to certain players? He's got his job cut out for him already, getting the most out of them and managing them and motivating them. So sort your bloody lives out, Woodward and the Glazers. You sicken me to my very core, guys. Do us a favour, lads and lasses, and smash a thumbs up on the video. There's over 200 of you watching right now, so shout out to all you late night legends. Appreciate you stopping by. Hit that like button and get involved. It will definitely help the channel out if you do. Get your comments in quickly then about anything you want to talk about, and then we'll get on to the next little topic that we've got to discuss. But yeah, what I'm trying to do at the moment, everyone, is get these daily transfer shows out for you. One in the afternoon to talk about the day's dealings. One in the evening to talk about the evening's stuff that's going on. It's, you know, there's not too much to talk about tonight. Like I said, there's the Jadon Sancho to-in and fro-in in the media that's going on, and between icons in the media that are associated with different clubs. It is an absolute mess up, my friends. You know, there's that, and we'll get on to Reguilon and stuff like that shortly, because there's a little bit to talk about that. Footy Talk says, Flying Pig, please respond. What do you think of Merson's comments? Okay, so I actually did talk about that in my video yesterday, where he said that he thought Van der Beek was a panic buy, and I said that I like Paul Merson, but he's an absolute melt job little freaking gnome for thinking that that was an acceptable thing to say. Van der Beek being a panic buy, he's not a panic buy in any situation or form or way, shape or form or whatsoever, my friends. He literally cost 39 million euros, a bargain at this stage in this transfer window for a 23-year-old Dutch international with 10 caps, who's had a great couple of seasons for Ajax. Early on in the window. This isn't last day of the window. How is that a panic buy? Merson's been smoking crack again, I think, people. I think Merson's been at the old crack nip again, my friends. What is he on? Honestly, fair play to him, though, but that's bullshit. Wakas Akran says Ansu Fati or David Neres, if not Sancho, of course, prefer Sancho. Well, I think Ansu Fati's probably not on the cards, because I think you're talking about 150 mil or something ridiculous for him. I think that's the release fee that's in his contract. I could be wrong. David Neres, though, Wakas, I think would be an excellent alternative to Sancho should that deal not materialise. 23 years of age, also a Dutch, he's a Brazilian international, plays in Ajax, sorry. He's the fact that he's playing for Brazil and in that Ajax team that we just bought Donny van der Beek off and sold Daley Blind to and have this this good relationship with, I'd say it makes a lot of sense. Hey ho, guess what, Edwin? How about you take Phil Jones and Pereira too? You know what I mean? Hey, Lingard, fancy going over and smoking some freaking, you know, whatever you want over in Holland? Go and do it, my friend. Go and join Ajax. Kind of makes a bit of sense. Yeah, Colin Greig says Van der Beek has been talked about for a long time. Yeah, he has. He's been scouted by Manchester United for a number of months, even years maybe. So I think that's a fair comment, mate. I think he was a player that's been linked with Manchester United before. Kaz Chi says Merson on the old crack pipe again, you know. Look, I like Merson. Everyone's got their faults and their issues and their addictions and all that sort of stuff. And good luck to him. But he sounds like he's been smoking crack when he's coming out with stuff like that. You know, Van der Beek's a panic buy. He's the opposite of a definition of a panic buy. The reason for his saying it was a panic buy was that we are rich in the midfield already. It's like, yeah, okay, but we've got Matic who's 32 and not going to be here forever. Van der Beek's 23. Fred and McTominay, they're good, but are they great? I mean, I don't think anyone could say that they're world beaters or anything right now. Pogba's hit or miss, so it's not really a panic buy, is it, Merce? You know? Sort it out, mate. Stick to talking about Arsenal, my friend. Because when you talk about Manchester United, it seems like a lot of poo-poo comes out of your mouth, my friend. Anyway, Rugina says, Sancho, please. I hope we get Jadon Sancho. That would be a great window. I don't see us getting many other players other than that. Ruddy Can't Game says, lots of new legends. There's lots of new legends tuning into this channel these days. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Hit that like button, everyone. Get involved and also smash that subscribe button if you're new to this stream right now and you're just tuning in, and if you just found this channel, it's a Manchester United channel. We've been going since 2013, one of the OGs in the game. YouTube's best kept secret, so get involved, hit that subscribe button, click the bell icon, and that way you'll be notified when we post and go live, everyone. That's right. Also, we've got a website, flyandpigunited.com, if you want to keep yourself up to date with Manchester United news while you sit on the toilet. Sia Bonga Undlove comments, I am starting to think Ed is negotiating for loan move for Sancho. Sia Bonga, it wouldn't be any surprise, would it, if Jadon Sancho, if our board was trying to get him on a loan, it wouldn't surprise me, mate. They're a bunch of incompetent arse elbows. Devil of a Red, what's going on? One of the channel members of old, what's crack-a-lackin', says, this window, it's great to see you, Devil of Red. I don't know if you've been in the last stream, I've just got a terrible memory, but I feel like I haven't seen you for a little while. But either way, you're a legend. He says, this window is the one to buy in. If the players we want are still available next year, the price will have doubled. 100% Devil of a Red. Jadon Sancho's price is not really going down unless, of course, his contract is going to run out. But he's just signed I think there was a new year that was added to his contract recently. So if United want to get these players, we've got to spend the money now. We've got to get them in early. A lot of these players only are going to go up in value. And if you mess around and wait around, you miss your opportunity to go and get these players. I mean, I think most of us would have taken Timo Werner at this football club, but we didn't do anything about that situation. No, he just went to Chelsea and he was talking to other clubs. City wanted him. Pep Guardiola was talking to him. And Pep Guardiola literally got pied off by Timo Werner. He didn't want to play for the Baldy. So he went to Chelsea instead. And that is, you know, that's what happens when you actually make offers and have interest in players. But United don't seem to be having those offers and making the interest right now. The Stretford End says, these pundits annoy me. They don't know what they're on about half the time. The normal fan know what they're on about. There you go, the Stretford End, my friend. You know, that's what this channel's all about, really. It's just fan opinion, your fan opinion, my opinion. I am but a footy fan at the end of the day. You might think I'm talking shite half the time. You might not agree with what I say, but that's fine because that's what fans have. They have their own opinions. They're like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Duke Born Ready, what's going on? Ryan Burberspin 9 says poo-poo. Mrs. P Cake Bandit, what you doing, you lunatic? She comments with a super chat, and it's not on, really. It's not on, is it? Because she's having a nightmare sending super chats in when she's my actual missus. But anyway, she says, last ever super chat. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, we've heard that one before. The rest are going to Ruddy. You may say I'm off my tree, but I think you're simply a legend, like the video legends. Thank you very much. Do as she says then, and hit that like button, everyone. Thank you, Mrs. P. I'll take your super chat in good faith. What's going on, Rafa's Red says the original OG Piglioni. Thank you, my friend. Sanchez is the biggest flop in United history. I agree. Stretford End, he's a complete melt. Liam, thank you so much. He says, best United channel. No disrespect to the other ones, but they are all massive wankers. Hey, Liam, no disrespect for me, certainly. First Class Gamer says 240 in here. Absolutely 240 legend. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to give it a share on social media as well, that won't hurt. Please do that. Kivs2703 says, who do you think we should sign in January? Hey, I don't even want to think about that, my friend. You know, we shouldn't be signing anybody in January. We should be signing all of our players in the summer window to actually set us up for the season. I don't want another Bruno Fernandes situation. How many of us would have liked Bruno at the club? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you would have liked Bruno Fernandes to have started the Premier League season last year whilst at the start of the season, you know, with us. Stick a 1 in the live chat if you'd have liked it if Bruno signed in the summer. It's a joke that we'd spent so long trying to get our man that we effectively made our chances of finishing in this high in the Premier League season lower. That's what happened, guys, with our board. They were so reluctant to spend a few £1 million more, and in the end, they did get him for a good price. He's a bargain price, Bruno Fernandes, when you think about what we paid for him, bargain. But they could have spent a little bit more and got it done early. We were being linked with them earlier on. We were negotiating with them a long time before we actually signed him. So I think it's another bit of piss-poor mismanagement from the football club, isn't it? When you're trying to run an absolute Goliath like United, you need to prepare them for the season before the season starts. Whereas every single time under the Woodward and Glazer's ownership, we seem to have this problem of getting players in when we need them to. Sometimes it takes a whole year, like Harry Maguire, but certainly with Bruno, we should have got him in the summer. And this could be another situation, you know. Why would Dortmund want to sell Sancho right now? Only if it's going to be worth a lot of money to them. Also, it would give them a little bit of time to get a new player in. Like, they would want to get a new player in to replace their star player, Jadon Sancho, wouldn't they? So it makes sense to offer them a good amount early on and get the deal done. You know, kind of like Chelsea have with Havertz. Oh, he's a 21-year-old German player, a German league player who's been doing bits over there in the Bundes. And he's absolutely... The stats are incredible. His stats are pretty... Well, they're not incredible, but they're pretty damn good. He's contributing like... between 1 and 2 goals a game throughout his career so far at 20. Very good player, very good stats. Look at Jadon Sancho's stats. Compare Jadon Sancho's stats to Kai Havertz's stats and then tell me if he's not worth a bit more money. They're the same age. Look at their stats. Tell me you wouldn't want Jadon Sancho more than Kai Havertz. I'd rather Sancho than Havertz just based on the stats alone. I know they're different players. Obviously, they're different players, but... You know what I'm saying? Like, Chelsea, they've gone and spent the money. That's what we need to do. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, Matt Rush. Thank you, mate. Sorry, dude. I saw your just seen your super chat there, bro. How did I miss that one? Matty Rush, dude. Thank you so much for that, mate. He says, what a fantastic community. Subscribe, guys. More great stuff coming soon. Absolutely, you know, I keep up to date with all the United news and stuff like that that's going on, man. And Matt Rush, what an absolute hero. Follow him on Twitter, MattUnited20. He's just such a top lad, and he knows, well, he probably won't tell you guys because he's my little guru. But he's got so many great sources, and is really got his finger on the pulse when it comes to United. Obviously, he's a season ticket holder, and he loves United. He absolutely loves United. So shout out to you, Matt Rush. You're a great supporter of this channel, man. You really are in every single way, from, you know, not just sending super chats and shit like that, but also all the time you spend sending me all this stuff, mate, and doing all this research for me. You're a top lad. Jonathan Gallagher says he comes from Sporting just like Cristiano. He can go left, he can go right. He makes the defenders look like shite. He's our Portuguese Magnifico. Absolutely, Jonathan Gallagher. I fully agree. Jack and Brad came in, says, love you, pig. Thank you, Jack and Brad. Appreciate it. Josh Smith says, biggest disappointment for me personally is Adnan Januzaj. Oh, man, Adnan Januzaj, what an unbelievable disappointment, I suppose. Yeah, turned out to be an absolute melt. But he was actually really quite good. I remember that volley that he scored. I don't know what game it was, but when he first came in, he just scored this really nice volley. And United were really struggling. I was thinking, yeah, a bit of Adnan Januzaj action. I liked it. But no, it just didn't really turn out for us. I think Memphis Depay is a bit of a disappointment because I've got a small feeling that Memphis Depay might go on and do some really good things with his career. Like, obviously, he's done well over in France, but he's being linked with a move to, I think, like Barcelona and stuff like that at the moment. We'll see if that materialises. Probably not, but I just think that he might turn out to be a very good player. But based on his time at United, you know, he wasn't quite good enough, but... that doesn't mean that he's not a great player. I mean, look at Diego Forlan's time at Manchester United, or Juan Sebastian Veron's time at Manchester United, or the list goes on. There's a lot of great players that have played for United, but it just doesn't happen for them for whatever reason. Maybe that was the same for Memphis Depay. Jarvis Cocker, thank you, Jarvis, for your super chat here as well, mate. He says, let's go for Thiago. His experience and know-how would be invaluable for our youngsters. It's the difference between 3 semi-finals and 3 finals. So true, mate. I agree with you, man. I mean, he's a winner. Look at what he's been doing. He's been ticking that midfield over at Bayern for years now. I think he's been there for 7 years. Very successful period of football for him in his career, and also, of course, for the Spain national side. He's as seasoned and as quality a player as we could hope to sign right now. And I think that's a fair thing to say. I just think he's a real quality player, very consistent, and I just love his technique and his ability on the ball. So to me, it's a no-brainer if we could go and get him. Let's talk a little bit about that then, actually, lads and lasses, because there is just a little bit of info in regards to it. I mean, look, there is still a chance that Manchester United could get Thiago, because we've held talks with him, basically. Solskjaer's had a meeting with Thiago. We are still in for Thiago effectively, but Liverpool, it's reported that they still have not actually tabled a proper bid. So Thiago's waiting for a Liverpool bid. And what we have to remember is Liverpool are freaking skint, lads and lasses. Like, they don't really have any money. Why don't the champions have any bloody money? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on, man? The job centre not been paying out in Liverpool recently or something. I don't really understand what's going on with Liverpool, man, because look, come on, I mean, they're the champions. Why aren't they freaking spending any money? I mean, it's pretty nutty, really. Like, they could go and get Thiago. They haven't actually put a bid in for Thiago yet. It's like, do you want to add to your team? There's talk of Wijnaldum leaving. Even if he wasn't leaving, if I was Jurgen Klopp and a player like Thiago came up, I'd be interested in signing him if I'm Liverpool with a big budget, and and actually the squad is very reasonably priced in terms of what he's paid for them and how much they're on. Like, there's no ridiculous wages at Liverpool, really. So Thiago might be a good man to add to their midfield. If I was them, which I'm not, gladly, then I would absolutely try and sign Thiago. So the fact that they haven't gone for him makes me think that there's just no bloody money at Liverpool, you know. They're a bunch of skint scousers, my friends. And you know, I don't know, though. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, that's the thing. Thiago is a player that Manchester United should go and get. It's a small amount of money, 30 million quid, that you could go and get him for. And then the amount of money you'd have to pay him would be quite a lot, 350 grand a week for a top-class player like that. But it'd be money well spent. And he would have parity with players like Paul Pogba and David De Gea in the squad, you know, the seasoned players who've been around a long time who are the star players. But he's been around, he's obviously a 29-year-old star player himself, so I don't think anybody would have an issue with paying Thiago £300,000 a week with the current climate, apart from maybe Liverpool, you see. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I think that even though Liverpool are the favourites to sign him, don't rule it out. Because United are all about value for money. United's board are all about value for money when it comes to players. And Thiago offers you a good bit of value for money. It really does. But thank you so much for that, mate, the Rushmeister. Tushar Gupta, mate. Tushar Gupta. Just joined the Bacon Brigade, mate. You absolute legend. Thank you for becoming a channel member, Tushar. You know it makes sense, son. You know it makes sense. Really appreciate you joining, mate. That's quality. We've got a whole bunch of channel members now. Shout out to all the channel members. Get your favourite channel member emoji in the live chat to celebrate Tushar Gupta's arrival within the Bacon Brigade. There you go. Thank you, Tushar Gupta, you legend. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. And also a super chat from Tushar Gupta, which says, keep up the good work, Tushar, man. Thank you so much for the support there, Mr. Gupta. You absolute legend. That's so nice of you, Tushar. Appreciate it, mate. New member and general legend, Tushar. Footy Talk, can you shout out Jamie? Shout out to Jamie, 100%. Shout out Jamie. Johan Booger says, hey, what personally can I do as a fan to give an impact on the Glazers and Ed out? Well, I think you can make your voice heard. I think you can speak on social media. You can, talk with your friends on social media and get some sort of a noise, get it heard, get it seen by the football club on social media. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. That's just one thing you could do. Another thing is you can protest by not going to games. Of course, we've got no fans at games at the moment, so that doesn't really help. Maybe you can protest by, I don't know, maybe, protest with your wallet. Don't buy the new shirt right now. Don't buy the new merch right now. We all want to support this football club, but we only really want to support the football club and do that if they're going to spend the money properly that we've given them. Because of course, when you buy merch, you're buying merch not only because you want the shirt and you obviously support United and you want that, but also because the money's going directly to the football club, which was to be spent on the running of the football club and signing new players. So that's what it's all about. But if you take that stream out, that revenue stream out, then it does mean that they were going to have to take notice. If they want to get that revenue stream, they're going to have to make the fans happy enough to go and spend that money. Like, for instance, that's why people go on about shirt sales and stuff like that. Because a lot of the time, you can have quite a stagnant window. It's like Manchester United probably sold more shirts since they signed Van der Beek than they did before, because yeah, people wanting Martial and people are wanting Rashford and all that on their new shirts, but also it's your stars. It's the, you know, you get excited extra about the signings that come in the window. Certainly players like when a Bruno Fernandes signs or a big player signs like that. How many people go out and get the Bruno Fernandes on the back of the shirt? A lot of people do, because that's just, you know, that's, they want to show the support for the club, they want to show the support for the player, and that's the player that they are so excited to see play for United and who's just signed. So they get the shirt. But if you didn't do stuff like that, then it would hurt the Glazers' bottom line. Yes, it might impact the local community or people with their earnings a little bit. Possibly there might be a couple of layoffs, because we know what the Glazers are like. They're scum, man. And if they're going to do that, there's nothing to say that they won't just lay off a few people to tighten in the purse strings and try not to make that loss felt so much. But this is what I always keep saying to people as well, and I'll say it one last time. I don't want to keep repeating myself on these vids, but there is a situation at United where the club is worth a heck of a lot of money. Billions of pounds, like literally they bought it for 800 mil of debt money, but it's worth billions now. 3 or 4 billion, I would say, you would have to get for a franchise like Manchester United, for a big club like Manchester United. Of course, it's an absolute money spinner these days with how much money's in the game. I mean, the fact that you can buy a club with 800 million and service that debt and still be a big club like United and still sign big players just goes to show you how much money there is in the game, because they're servicing a massive debt every year whilst still signing players and still being able to take profit out of the club with shareholder dividends and stuff like that. So it's a massive club. But if you stop the Glazers earning a certain amount of money by hurting them in the pocket, in the short term, it might not do much. But in the long term, it might just convince them to sell up. Because this is a key point that people keep missing. Man United has this massive global fan base, which if every United fan around the world said, no, I'm not buying the shirt until you go, how much in revenue is the club going to do? It's going to be millions, my friends, right? And they'll look at that and go, shite, this football club, yeah, we got the TV deals, yeah, we got this stuff, we don't have the match day revenue right now, crikey, we've got a bit of a situation here where we've gone from earning this much to this much. And then it's like, why? Okay, but the valuation of the club still remains the same in the short term. The valuation of the club for a potential buyer is still the same. And the profitability of the new owners, for the new owners, would be even bigger than the Glazers' current owners if it was a proper owner who was going to invest. So the value is still there for a potential buyer. There's more value in the club being bought by a potential buyer for the Glazers than having a club that's nowhere near as profitable. So it makes sense for everybody to do that. And then the Glazers would be more likely to sell the football club for the same amount of money they could pretty much sell it for anyway, except that it's not as profitable for them to keep it. Anyway, that's my opinions on it. I just hope that they sell it, because they're pretty cancerous at this football club. They hinder us and hold us back in every way. All you have to do is look at those twats at Stamford Bridge to have a look at what the window they're having, to see that their owner is ambitious and wants them to succeed next season and wants to give Lamps the tools required to do the job. Our owners, though, we've signed Van der Beek, decent signing, but it's a joke of a window so far for a club like United, which should have the ambition to challenge for the title. It's not acceptable for a club like United to not challenge for the title every year. It's not acceptable for a club like United to be a top 4 team. It's not acceptable to go 7 years without victory in the Premier League if you are Manchester United. And it's not acceptable to have owners that are not prepared to spend the money and get the players in the window to give our manager the chance to go and do that the next season. It's a fucking joke, my friends. I'm sick of them, these wankers. Oh, I don't even want to talk about the Glazers, man. They just wind me up something rotten, my friends. They're stinkers, the lot of them. Right, okay, guys. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much else that, a couple of little things to talk about. You know, this Reguilon business, obviously he has been offered to Manchester United. There is a deal, hopefully, to be done there. It depends on Manchester United again. We're in the driving seat, I think. We can offer him everything. We've got the Champions League football. We've got the chance to play regularly. We have got a lot to offer a player like Reguilon right now. And Real Madrid, we can offer them what they want as well, which is a short-term development process deal for their player to go to a football club for a couple of seasons, play at a high standard, develop, and then buy them back to come in and replace the likes of Marcelo in the future. That is what it seems to be the model for what Real Madrid are wanting to do with this player. Or loan him out and let him get development like that as well. That's another option for them. So, to me, it's a no-brainer, but the problem with United is we don't seem like we really are that interested in signing anyone right now. And if he's being offered to other clubs, like a Sevilla, say, who did sign him last season, then they're way more likely to get him than we are right now because we're such fanny around us. We've got that twat Woodward doing piss all, and it's clear that we need to get some players in, but they don't get them in. So, I mean, I'm hoping about it. I mean, I've seen like Mason Greenwood's just followed him on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, and I think, all right. That's a bit of an interesting thing, isn't it? He's just followed Reguilon. Well, it doesn't really mean anything, does it, really? I mean, they played a game against each other a couple of weeks. I mean, if I followed Elon Musk on Twitter, would that mean that I've got a job at Tesla? No, it doesn't. But it would be cool, though, if I had a job at Tesla, to be fair. I'd love one of those Tesla cars. They're sick. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't mean that I've got a job at Tesla if I follow Elon Musk, does it? But it does mean that it is a little bit interesting that Mason Greenwood's followed him. I just think he's gone, yeah, he's a good player. I think maybe, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Let's give Reguilon a cheeky little follow, you know what I mean? It's all part of these little clues, these PR things that I like to delve into and dissect. You know what I mean? Winters, what's going on, Winters? Hey, everyone, there's about 300 of you legends tuning in right now. Shout out to you all for stopping by right now. What day is it? Is it Saturday? Shout out to you on Saturday night, everyone. I hope you're having a wicked Saturday night. Please do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button if you have not done so already. Chuck a like on it and get your thoughts and opinions in. So let's have another little vote then, lads and lasses, in the live chat. Footy Talk, good night. Thank you so much for getting in here. Man like Mo says, Edwin Wood is the type of guy who can't organise his own dinner, let alone transfers. I agree, mate. He would struggle to manage the local bloody nunnery, my friend. But anyway, we have got, so let's have a little vote. Do you think Reguilon will end up at Manchester United? Stick a 1 in the live chat if you do. If you think Reguilon will end up at Man United, stick a 1 in the live chat, lads and lasses. Duke Born Ready, I love Klopp, mate. Yeah, I love Klopp a lot, yeah. No, I don't love Klopp, mate. I don't love Klopp's teeth either. What the hell's the matter with those abominations? Crikey. Lucky there's no, lucky they don't have one of those 1970s black lights in the tunnel at Anfield. Otherwise, crikey, they would look pretty messed up. So Shams with the 1, Footy Talk with the 1, Harry S. Waffy with the 1, Colin Krieg with the 1, Jonathan Gallagher, Davey Fisher, Jarvis Cocker, all with the 1, David Lawrence with the 1, Ruthless Sausage, he just simply says no. Illy United with the 2. So there's a couple of people who think that we're not going to get him. But Dennis Johnson, Leslie Hacken and Avanu comments 1. Camp Nou says no. So there's a couple of people that say absolutely not, we're going to get Reguilon. But, and because of our board and the way we go about things and how lax we are and how much of a floppy jalopy Ed Woodward's got stashed in his slacks, I think that's got a lot to do with it as well. The fact that we won't be able to get anybody in because we don't actually have like a proper DOF who can actually talk to football people and who has all these contacts and get the business done. I mean, there's a very good reason we got the business done for Van der Beek. It's because we had Edwin van der Sar there. If we didn't have Edwin van der Sar there, crikey, I don't know if we'd have been able to get the deal done there either. Because I think the fact is we had a great relationship with Edwin van der Sar. Of course, it's Edwin van der Sar. That's going to help us out massively, isn't it? But we don't have Edwin van der Sar at Dortmund. So that's a bit of a pisser. Davey Fisher says Real Madrid sell him with a buyback clause. Yes, exactly. Like, it makes sense for all round if Reguilon goes to United for a couple of seasons and they have a buyback clause in there or the first option or whatever sort of clause they wanted to insert in there. Doesn't really bother me because you're going to get your money back on him and you're going to get a good player for a couple of seasons. And everyone knows he's got a very nice left peg on him. Everyone knows he's got a good ability to get forward and take a man on and get a ball in. We saw that in the game against us in the Europa League. And we've seen that throughout the Europa League this season. I haven't seen much of him in La Liga, but he is a very good, talented player, and he's a player that could add something different to United. I think he's very good going forward. Maybe he's not so good defensively, but like I said about Luke Shaw, he's a good all-rounder, but he's not great at anything. And then we've got Brandon Williams, who's a young player who I think is good, but he's still got a lot of growing and learning and depth to get in terms of his own game. So, yeah. Jay Lindo, what's going on? He says, great background there. Thank you very much, Jay Lindo. Great name you got there too, Mr. Lindo. I like it. Gregory Burke says, Edwin van der Sar would make a good director of football operations for Manchester United. 100% Gregory Burke. You're so right. Like, that's exactly what we need. It's exactly the type of person that we need is Edwin van der Sar, an ex-club legend who could actually do the job properly. He's got a lot of connections within the world of football. He's clearly doing a good job at Ajax in terms of all the youth development and the recruitment and all that sort of stuff that's going on. And also, in terms of like for a club like Ajax, who unfortunately for them don't have Premier League money, he's obviously very good at overseeing this whole system, which produces unbelievable talents and sells them for a big, massive amount of money for profit. And it's not a huge amount of money. That's why we're signing Van der Beek for 39 million. Because it's the Dutch league and it's tough for, to keep hold of these players and stuff. But they're developing all these talents all the time, whether it's your De Ligts or your Van der Beeks. There's a lot of brilliant talents that have come through that Ajax system over the last few years. There's a couple of others that I'm forgetting about right now. Really great talents that they have developed and that they will sell for a massive profit. And Van der Beek's no different. So I think that is a lot down to Ajax's system and setup. And of course, it helps when you're the biggest club in a country, such as the Netherlands, which traditionally produces great talents, even if it is a small nation. They've produced a lot of brilliant talents over the years. So Ajax have the pick of the bunch to a degree, but there's still, PSV and Feyenoord and all these other big teams over there. So it's not like they got the total pick of the bunch, but they are going to have all the best players in Holland effectively. Amsterdam's obviously the biggest city in Holland, as far as I know, in terms of population and stuff. So I imagine they've got a great youth network there. One thing that I noticed when I went over to Holland, when I went to Amsterdam, is that on the train from the airport, Schiphol or whatnot, to Dam Central Station, there you go past a lot of scenery and, not much scenery, but you go past obviously a good bit of land. I don't know, a couple of miles or something, don't really know. But anyway, what you see is a lot of football pitches, my friend. There is a shit ton of football pitches in Holland, like in the cities. In the city of Amsterdam, there's like out on the outskirts, there's loads of these little cages and football pitches and outdoor fields and, there's a lot of that going on there, my friends. They're big on their football, big time. You can tell that. We don't have that sort of same degree of it over here. I mean, there's a football rec down the road. There's football regs all up and down the country, but I don't think we've got the same sort of real level of development necessarily, certainly for a small country to produce such great talents. They're doing something right. But yeah, to get back to your point, we'd love to have Edwin because he would oversee all the football aspects of the club. Like he would be able to talk with players. He would be able to talk with agents, talk with ex-players that he might have even played with that are currently doing similar roles for other clubs. Of course, that's going to happen. And if you're, I don't know, give me an example of somebody who played with Edwin van der Sar who might be in a role at another club, then it just opens up doors. Whereas if you've got this stuffy banker, Wood, coming into your office with that potato going, United a firm on 100 million, you'd go, piss off, Ed. Stick your 100 million up your arse. We want 120, pal. Who are you? You think you're Edwin van der Sar or something? Do one. Do one on your magic carpet back to Potato Man, you prat. That's what you would say to him because he's out of order, Whereas Edwin, he's Edwin. He's like, yes. Oh, how are you doing? Yes, sir. We just want to get the deal done, No need to play hardball. No need to do the Louis van Gaal tactics. We don't need to be horny or anything like that, angry. We need to be calm. Let's smoke a little, have a little smoke and a pancake and get the deal done, What do you say, Dortmund? 105 million, we have a smoke and a pancake, we say done deal. Sound good? That's Edwin van der Sar, lads and lasses. Whereas compared, we got Wood with the potato. I don't like it. Edinson Cavani still searching for a club, says NSY Marseille. Fair play, I mean, he's a good player, he's done some great things, but that smacks as a Radamel Falcao situation to me. That's an absolute poison chalice of a signing. We don't want to get that. No. He's not the right player for us right now, Edinson Cavani. No. I don't want to see him coming to the football club. He's too big time, mate. He's too big time. Have you seen his hair? How much shampoo and conditioner are we going to have to use on that guy alone? I don't know if the Glazers are prepared to finance that deal, my friends. I don't know if they're prepared to finance that level of conditioner required in the changing rooms, guys. So no, I don't think that that's going to happen anyway. He's obviously a good player. He's done some brilliant things throughout his career. And I would have taken him a couple of years ago, actually, but I don't know about now. I just think he's maybe, he's had some injury issues. He's also just going to be a lot of money, and it's that sort of big name player that we don't really need right now. We don't really need him right now. He's a forward, but we've got Martial, we've got Rashford, we've got Greenwood. Potentially we're going to get Sancho. Hopefully we're going to get Sancho. Do we even really need Edinson Cavani holding up the likes of Greenwood and holding up the development of Rashford and all that? Piss off, Edwin. Sorry, not Edwin. Edison. Edison. I was getting... Not Edwin van der Sar, no. Griffo Chaz, what's going on, Griffo Chaz, mate? Great to see you, laddie. Thank you very much. He says, oh my God, remember Falcao? What a failed experiment he was. I was buzzing when we got Falcao, man. He was one of the best strikers in the world before he joined United. And the United curse struck him once again, like it strikes a lot of these big name players that come in there. What's that about? If you think about it, there's not all the big name players that United have signed recently. Not many of them have worked out, really. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was a great signing. But Di Maria was a shithouse signing. That turned out awful. Falcao, what an awful signing that was. Alexis Sanchez, do we even need to talk about that bloody Bruno Mars impersonator's contribution at United? It was awful. So I really don't believe that, that we've signed any good big name players recently. I wouldn't take the gamble on it. Zlatan did do well, Sound Dog. You're spot on, Sound Dog. Yes, I agree. Joe S says Pantene sponsor incoming. Pantene Pro V, recommended by 95% of hairdressers. The Devil of a Red says, night, Mrs. O Cake Bandit, or Mrs. P Cake Bandit. Good night, Mrs. P Cake Bandit. Try not to eat too many slices of cake before bed. And have a nice cake for breakfast as well, love. What cake you having in the morning, Mrs. P? Camp New 99 says big players came for the money with no clear plan. Absolutely. It was like it was the wrong mentality at United then. That's another reason why I think Ed Woodward's shown his incompetence at the job, because of the lack of responsibility when it comes to the wage structure of the football club. Getting Sanchez in on 500k a week and doing stuff like that's preposterous when Herrera's on 100 and whatever he was on and wants 250, and you're saying, nah, we can't do it, and he's looking over and Sanchez is on that. So he's mismanaged it in a lot of ways, the actual wage structure and the players that we sign. Players like Angel Di Maria, Falcao, they're all wrong. We've now realised that, but it's a little bit too late. I mean, we have actually spent quite a lot of money over the years. Like, it's not like we haven't spent money. We're still in, like, the top 3 teams in the league who have spent money over the last few years. It's just that we haven't spent our money as well as some of the other teams have done, like your Liverpool say. They have actually invested it pretty well in players like Van Dijk and Alisson, Robertson and these sorts of guys that they've bought over the years. So they've invested it quite well. We are starting to invest it well, but we haven't over the course of the last few years. You think about all the signings that have been made since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and there's not many that are good. I mean, Juan Mata, I think you would say, is a good positive signing, obviously. But a lot of the players that have come in and gone, whether it's your Morgan Schneiderlins of this world or your Bastian Schweinsteigers or whatnot, a lot of them just don't really work out. They don't make a lot of sense. There is kind of like a curse at United right now. I mean, maybe not right now, because I think we're just getting over it. I think Solskjaer's done a brilliant job because of the different types of players that he's signing. We had to go back to route one. We had to go back to the early, back to the root of the problem, which is now we've got to build for the future. We cannot really demand and expect immediate success anymore with the way that the Glazers own the football club and trying to patch holes by signing big marquee players like that. They tried it, to be fair to them. It just didn't really work out. But what they should be looking at doing is spending that money that they were spending on the big name, older, experienced players and spend it on the younger quality players like a Jadon Sancho. That's what they should be doing. Over 300 of you legends tuning in. Smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. Get involved in the chat tonight, in the conversation. We'd love to hear from you. And also subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Click that bell icon to be notified when we post live on this channel as well. And if you're not familiar with the website, check it out, flyingpigunited.com. What a bunch of legends getting in here. Gregory Burke says Cavani's 33 years old and his ability will start going downhill quickly. Cavani is older than Juan Mata. Yeah, he's definitely not a player that I want to see. A few years ago, yeah, but right now, no. United need to be looking at different players. We're signing the Aaron Wan-Bissakas and the younger players at the moment. You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's 21 when we got him. Daniel James, 20. Bruno Fernandes, 26. Harry Maguire, 26, is he? When we signed him. You know, there's the players that we signed are all ones for now and the future. They're not ones for, you know, for a quick fix. It's not like getting a Cavani or a Falco or a Di Maria or one of these snakes in who are just mercenaries. I think the Alexis Sanchez situation has put everybody off doing that at United, and rightfully so. It's not the right way to go about it. At least when somebody's young and hungry like Sancho, if you're spending big money on them and paying them big money, at least you know you are going to get a lot out of them over the course of their career. They're going to get better. They're still hungry. I doubt Sancho's going to come into United and just suddenly be shit like Alexis Sanchez. No. The problem with Sanchez is he was such a match winner at Arsenal, such a great player. It almost seemed like the logical thing to do just to go and take Arsenal's match winner. But what we didn't know is an absolute little rat snake who didn't want to do anything and couldn't be asked and thought, you know what, now I'm getting paid 500k to tickle those ivory keys and play a little bit of freaking Baccarat or whatever it is that he's playing. And I'm sick of it, my friends. I'm sick of players coming in and doing that to this club. We've had a lot of mercenaries over these years, these post-Fergie years. You know, Fergie was amazing at that. Fergie was the best at that sort of stuff. He wouldn't take no shit. Carlos Tevez, all right, yeah, you want money? I'll just piss off to our neighbours then. Do one. It's like really, he wouldn't bow down to demands of big name players like that. He was so good and so ruthless at doing that. But he could afford to be, because United were a different animal back then. We don't have that right now, actually. So, you know, it's not even comparable. Thank you so much to everybody that's tuning in, though. You're a bunch of heroes. Get your thoughts and comments in the comment section. I'm just going to have a complete Q&A with you lads and lasses now for a while. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. What is the time? But it's Saturday night, so we might as well stay on a while you lads and lasses are still watching. Yeah, probably about 20 minutes or something like that. What's this? Hang on a sec. Let me just see if this is legit. I've just seen a new update here quick. Let me just have a look into this real quick. What? Oh, piss off. Some bullshit. Don't worry, it's just some bullshit story there. Rene Morlestein has come out and said that if United sign Harry Kane, they'll win the league. Okay, then fine, Rene Morlestein. Yeah, okay. Nice one. If me mum was me dad, then she'd be me freaking... Oh, don't worry, I've got that messed up. You know what I meant. Anyway, if me auntie was me uncle, she'd be my dad or something. I forget now. That's not the saying either. Rough Thick P says, Reguilon update, please. Okay, to give you an update on Reguilon, basically what's happened with him is he's been offered to a bunch of football clubs, Manchester United being one of them. We've got an option to put in a bid and try and sign him. He's probably interested in joining Manchester United because we do have everything he wants to offer. Real Madrid have offered him to a few select clubs around the world. Apparently Tottenham Hotspur being one of them. Sevilla, potentially another one who had him last year. So there's probably going to be a couple of clubs that are interested in taking him because he's a good player, because he's shown that for Sevilla last year, and he's a good player to have in the short term, even though Real Madrid want to put a short term or a buyback clause in the contract, which means that they can just basically come in at any point and buy him back off you for an agreed amount of money that's in the contract. Probably the same amount of money or slightly more even than what you bought him for. So you're effectively developing the player for them. He's getting good experience. He's getting good game time. He's developing as a footballer. And in a couple of seasons' time, 2 or 3 seasons' time, Real Madrid have an option to buy him. So that's what is being proposed at the moment, to buy him back. So that's what's being proposed, but it's also been offered to a few different clubs. Man United's definitely one of the football clubs that he has been offered to. It all just hinges on whether our board are prepared to make the offer and are just going to stop being complete melters on this one and do the business. We all want him. We've all seen the frailties we've got at left back when that pie eater Luke Shaw's got issues. And no disrespect to him, actually. That is pretty disrespectful calling him a pie eater. But have you seen the state of me? It's not really like I'm really mean anything by it. I mean, he's obviously a professional athlete and I'm not. I'm just calling him a pie eater because he's a little bit podgy, my friend. Is that okay? All right, anyway. So Luke Shaw, he's obviously a good player. Like I said, I really think he's had a good season for United this year. There's nothing that I can really criticise about him, really. He's injured a little bit. That's the issue with him. He's always going to have fitness concerns, I think. I don't think his stamina's great. I don't think his attitude's the 100% the best in terms of being the best professional in training and off the field. But I do think he's a very good player, and I think Solskjaer had a great influence on Luke Shaw this year. He's put his arm around him. It's a totally different style from Jose Mourinho, who used to whip him all the time, publicly as well. And I don't think that benefited him, whereas I think Solskjaer's style of management is great for Luke Shaw. We've got Brandon Williams there, good young player. I think Brandon in 5 years' time is going to be a really good left back. I really do. Really impressed with him in a lot of games this season, but there's also a lot of games where he's shown his vulnerabilities just from the lack of experience that he's got. The fact that he is a young player with not many games behind him. He'll get that experience and he'll learn and he'll get better. But for the time being, while United have Champions League football to play, while we have the Premier League and the League Cup and the FA Cup and all these different competitions to manoeuvre, why the hell doesn't it make sense to have another option at left back, another attacking player like Reguilon? So that's the update on it, really, is United have to do the deal. We have to get the business done. We have to put the offer in. We haven't, at this moment in time, there's reports that he's been offered to a bunch of clubs, United being one of them, but we haven't really, we've got to negotiate with the player and the team here. That's why he's being linked with us, because there's a legitimate offer from Real Madrid for him to be taken on by Manchester United in a short-term deal with a buyback clause. That's what we know at this moment in time. The ball is in Manchester United's court on this one. They've got to stop being absolute losers with it. Right, okay, let's get down back to the comment. Whoa, a whole bunch of comments coming in here, everybody. Shout out to Saint Fusion. Shout out to Colby. Says, let's get some positive vibes for Ellie. Shout out to Ellie, by the way. Are you doing okay, Ellie? I hope you are okay, Ellie. Anyway, Ellie's an absolute legend of this channel. She is one of the fantastic moderators, as you can see, that we've got here, and a great supporter of this channel, and just generally she does a fantastic job. So shout out to Ellie, everyone. What an absolute legend Ellie is. Shout out to all the mods as well. G-Wolf is in his house here. First Cuts Gamer, Aaron Homeyard, Matty the Rushmeister, Gungshi, everybody. I've forgotten some of you, but but you're all absolute heroes. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that they're absolute heroes. Smash a heart in the live chat for these bloody mod legends. Griffo Chaz, what's this you're asking me, mate? He says, champions lose 8-0, disband Liverpool, Man City leads. You have to make one Prem champions. Make United lost to 1 8-0 and disband one. Have to choose one for you. That's too confusing for me, Griffo Chaz. You're going to have to break that up in pieces, my friend. I can't sit around here thinking about stuff like that all day like that, Griffo. Devil of a Red, what's crack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lack-a-lackin'? Get your thoughts and comments in. QT007 says, I'd love to be mod, but it's too much work. It is a lot of work. Like, shout out to these guys that do this, They're absolute legends for doing it. Like, obviously, they do it completely for nothing. Like, it's just, they volunteer to do it. Well, not volunteer, I've asked a couple of them, but, they're doing it for nothing. So I just want to say thank you so much to those guys that do it. Honestly, it's awesome. But we've got a lot of mods at the moment, so we're probably all right for mods for a little bit. And we've got a couple in line as well for when, if we need more. But I'll only be adding more mods when, obviously, if the channel grows and we actually can't handle the live chat, or perhaps one on some occasion when there's nobody still in the live chat. Mod-wise. Ray Reddington, yes, Ray, what's going on, bro? He says, evening, Mr. Pig, what's gone on with Sancho? I missed it, was busy building a dressing table. I hope you did a good job with it, Ray. Better than the hold-up job that Manchester United are doing in this transfer window. No, we're just talking about the lack of movement, this saga, the fact that we're being linked with shit players like Dwight McNeil now, and crap players and other players, and, it's a PR storm, basically, probably dripped out from the football club in order to try and get Dortmund to consider a lower offer. That's sort of how I was looking at it, and I was just saying it's really just a case of dick measuring between the two football clubs. One, they don't want to have their pants pulled down about it, and so they're bickering and squabbling, and really Dortmund are saying, they're releasing things and via certain people that are saying, he's definitely not going anywhere and there's no way, and they missed their deadline, and if he wasn't sold by August 10th, then we weren't going to sell him. And then United are being linked with all these other players in that position, you know, so it's just dick measuring going on between the two clubs, basically, guys. Griffo Chaz says, such a great community. Love you all. Thank you so much. This is a wicked community, everyone. Like, shout out to all of you who are in here on a Saturday night, chilling and killing. How many of you are having a good time tonight? Please stick a 1 in the live chat if you're having a good time. Hopefully, you know, there's not going to be any other numbers in the live chat, but hopefully you're all having a good time. And shout out to you all for stopping by. Dennis Johnson, big up to you as well. Thank you. I'm just trying to give you all the information I know. You know, there's little tidbits and little bits of information. Take of it what you will, guys. You know, I've got some great sources on Twitter. You know, thank you to everybody that follows me on Twitter. Follow me at Mr. Flying Pig HD as well. And shout out to people like Matt Rush, who are great when it comes to having insider information on the transfer stuff. You know, we've talked about the last few days, but if you look at my channel and then look at the other big channels on YouTube, look at the videos that I've done and then look at the videos that they've done. They're basically doing all the same videos I've done, but the next day. So it's like, we've got the information early, guys. So just consider that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we've got a lot of good information for you, lads and lasses. So subscribe, smash that subscribe button and get involved. Colby says, you got a badass voice. I'd take that all day long, bro. Thank you, my friend. Scoojo1. Good to see you. Michael Fletcher says sources. That can't be all you said, is it, Michael Fletcher? Let's go back up there and see what your previous comment was. I can't see your previous comment. Surely it wasn't just about source. Oh, my Lord. Michael Adioson says, evening, Pig. I was talking to a Real Madrid fan about Reguilon. He said we can have him as he doesn't want him at Madrid. He said he's a left-back version of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He can only attack but can't defend. Nice one, Michael. Thank you for that and that information, dude. I think that we're hearing quite a bit about that he's not the best defensively, but he's great going forward. We've seen it with our own eyes in the game against us, him being very effective going forward and creating. And I expect that he will do that job for Manchester United very well as well. Like, Luke Shaw's good at going forward and he's good at defending, but he's not great at any of them, whereas Reguilon seems very good. We've got a super chat here from, thank you very much for that, by the way, Michael Adiason, for your comment. Smash a thumbs up on the video, lads and lasses. If you're just getting in here, hit that like button. It will help this stream out massively, help us compete with the bigger channels and all that good stuff. So smash that thumbs up. If you enjoy what we do here, you can show your support by hitting that like button and getting in here in the comment section. Daniel Luciano with a super chat says, over 350. Love to see it, you legend. Absolutely. Great to have you all aboard, tuning in tonight for a bit of transfer chatter on this Saturday night. Late night, Saturday night transfer chatter. It's a good name for the show. Gaz G says, by far the best channel. Cheers, Gaz, you know. I mean, everybody's got their own thoughts and opinions, and it's all subjective at the end of the day. Some people might like Meltbridge more, you know. That's up to them. That's entirely their prerogative, my friends. But me, personally, you know, I like to keep it real in my own certain style. And if you guys like the style we keep it in and the community that we've got, then I would say, you know, you're our type of cool peeps as well, you know. Thank you, Ray Reddington. Says, love this stream. You're very underrated. Should have at least 100k subscribers, pal. You are a legend. Proper laugh, banter, conversationals. I better read these comments before I read them out, you know, because it sort of looks like I'm just reading out all the ones that are complimenting me. But I'm not. I'm just reading. Thank you, Ray, mate. Abdi Ali says, do you miss LVG? I miss LVG like you wouldn't believe, my friend. I miss him like the flower misses the sun. You know what I mean? Except that that's not true. I'm very happy that LVG's not here anymore. But to be fair, he was funny. I liked him as the manager when he was here because he was funny. I want my players to be horny. You know, he was sinister. And he was kind of funny and like, you know, I just thought he was funny, man. G-Wall says 375 legends in here right now. That's absolutely fantastic. The Trooper says the best. Daniel Luciano says I am. It's Saturday. Yeah, smash a 1 in the live chat if you're having a good Saturday night and having a drink, maybe. I'm not. I'm just on Coca-Cola, lads and lasses. That's all I need to... I mean, I don't know if you realise, but I'm speaking very fast. That's not Coke. That's just Coca-Cola, guys. That's just all the sugar. That's all the sugar and the caffeine that's in a Coca-Cola. I've been drinking... Yeah, I've had this whole bottle in about, I don't know, an hour. Sham Zed says, keep up the good work, Pig. Thank you very, very much. Look at all these ones coming in as well. Nice one. Hope you're having a good evening, everyone. Dexter Tugwell Motivation. What's going on, my friends? Right, get your comments in, guys. I'm going to stick around for a while, everyone. So if you want to ask me anything, go for it. We'll have a Q&A now, everyone. You're a bunch of heroes, by the way, for stopping by, honestly. I mean that. Thanks for stopping by this Saturday evening. We've had a good day streaming on the channel, haven't we? We've done a whole bunch of streams. We did an afternoon stream talking more about Reguilon. That's why I've not really talked too much about Reguilon on this video, because you can hear about more and my thoughts and the situation a bit more on that one. Not too much has come out since then. Gungshi. Gungshi, are you live now, Gungshi? Yes, he is. Oh my days. Gungshi's just sent a paper. I haven't even seen him in the live chat here. But Gungshi, thank you very, very much for getting in here with your PayPal, mate. He says, I'm a bit dopey after taking my medicine, pig, so I'm just hanging back and doing a spot of lurking while trying to sleep. Bless you and all the good people and schlags of the BB. We'll be back to normal for the next stream, I hope. Oh, Gungshi, I understand, mate. The medicine's, kicking in and you're feeling a little bit drowsy or whatnot, or a little bit dopey, as you say. So I completely get that, Gungus. You just hang in there, my friend. Hopefully you're still awake. You may not be. You might have fallen asleep or whatnot. But either way, Gungshi, I want to just say thank you very much for the support. You're a hero. And yeah, rest up, Gungshi. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, you get in there whenever you can, Gungshi. There's no, whenever it's good for you, my friend. You're a top hero of the channel. I just want to say that. So thank you for watching. Gungshi, everybody over in Taiwan, stick a thumbs up emoji in the live chat to wish Gungshi well, and to say that, and tell him you wish him, hope he feels better as well. Thank you guys to everybody for it's a great community we've got here. Everybody supports everybody in this community. If there's anybody new here, like, there's people who have gone through some pretty bad things in this community over the last however long, including myself, really, in terms of personal loss and things like that. And there's like a great community bond that we've all got, where we help each other out, and we talk with each other, and we know each other's problems, guys. So it's pretty exceptional set of people we've got in this community. So shout out to you, Gungshi, as well. Shout out to everybody that's got in here and just makes this community fantastic and what it is. Thank you, Lynette Giggs. She says, you are a champion. Thank you, Lynette. Thank you, Daniel Luciano. Ellie says, Gungshi, mate, hope you feel better in the morning. Daniel says, feel better, Gungshi. Alan Spence says, go, Gungshi. Liam comments, support the channel at the minimum level, guys, and the girls will find you tremendously attractive. There you go, Liam. It's all about supporting the channel, mate. I'm starting to sweat, though, aren't I? It's getting hot in here, actually. It's been cold recently. The weather's turned a bit in England right now, as you would expect, being like September now. But yeah, I'm hot. Wengie Simmons says Sancho and Sterling were terrible for England today. I think that's a bit harsh on Sancho, Wengie. I think Sancho actually created a really good goal-scoring opportunity in the first half, which wasn't taken by his teammate. Like, if it was, we'd have been saying Jadon Sancho had a good game because he got an assist. But it wasn't taken. Oh, excuse me, I just burped. I apologise. That's the Coca-Cola there. Sorry about that. Thank you, Matt Ross says, subscribe to the channel. Smash that subscribe button, lads and lasses. You know it makes sense. Gaz G says, sing a bit of Freddie Mercury, pig. He'd have been 72 today. Oh, Gaz G, man. Shout out to one of my all-time heroes, Freddie Mercury. I didn't know that he would have been 72 today, but happy birthday. Stick a birthday cake in the live chat for Freddie Mercury, because I love Freddie Mercury. That sounded a bit messed up, didn't it? But you know what I mean. I just think he was absolutely brilliant. What a performer. What a singer. What a fantastic man. Sing a bit of Freddie Mercury, you tell me to sing a bit of Freddie Mercury. Find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. There you go. Just did a little bit. Daniel Luciano says, plug Scholes or Keane into this current team. I'd go with Keane to get that loud leadership. Bruno is carrying the team with his leadership right now. Hey, very good comment there, Daniel Luciano. Thank you for your super chat, pal. Daniel, what do I have to say back to that? It's a tough one, because if you had Scholes in this team right now, let's say you got both of them at 20 years old. If you had a 20-year-old Keane to stick in there, or a 20-year-old Scholes, and you've got them for the next 15 years, who would I rather have in United's team? It's a good question, Daniel Luciano. Do you know what? Because we've got Bruno, because of the other players we've got, I think I would also go for Roy Keane. It's a tough one. I think Scholes, he's going to unlock defences for years, and he's going to pull the strings of midfield for years. But Roy Keane, because of, like you said, Daniel, his leadership and the fact that he's such a tough character, and he was so passionate and so committed as a player and a professional, that I would say that Roy Keane is probably the man. Yeah, I'd probably say Roy Keane out of those two. Thank you, Daniel, for that, mate. Liam says Keane all day as well. That's a great, let's throw it over to the chat then, lads and lasses. So if you could take a 20-year-old Roy Keane right now, or a 20-year-old Paul Scholes, which would you rather? Stick a 1 for Roy, stick a 2 for Paul. Nice one, Matt Rush. He says 184 likes. That's pretty wicked, lads and lasses. We got 350 legends, but only 184 likes. What's that all about? Smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. It will help this stream out loads. If you're watching, if you're getting any entertainment from this whatsoever, whether it's from myself or the live chat or anything, smash that thumbs up button, lads and lasses. Cheers for that. Cheers for that, Razerk, as well. Crikey. Bunch of super chatters coming in tonight. Comments, if we only get one signing, I'm coming for Woodward. Razak, mate, you're spot on, mate. I mean, look, it's a joke if we only end up with Van der Beek as the signing in this window. We all know we need a shitload ton more players than that. So just the fact that we are where we are is a disgrace. Lots of votes coming in here for both Scholes and Keane. In fact, it's pretty split. In fact, I would say maybe Keane just about edges it. Gift Stephen, thank you, Gift Stephen, man. He says, I've subscribed to your channel. Thank you so much, Gift Stephen. Appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button, everyone. Like Gift Stephen if you want to be a bacon brigadier. Michael Addison says, would you put these shows on Spotify? I want to listen to them when I come back from football training. Do you know what? I might do that, Michael Addison, mate. I might actually do that. I didn't really think about doing that, you know. This could just be an audio. This is effectively almost an audio podcast, isn't it? Not really, but it kind of is. But it's not. But it sort of is. But it's not. Yeah, nice one, Gift. Bilal Hussein says, I reckon we need to I might do that, mate. Bilal says, I reckon we need to prioritise these positions in order. In this order. Number 1, right wing. Number 2, centre back. Number 3, left back. What do you reckon? And who would you like to see fill these positions realistically? So, Bilal, I think right wing, yes. What's more important? A centre back? Yeah. You know, it's not much in it for me. I think the centre-back is of very much importance, but I'll agree with you and I'll say Sancho should be our biggest priority in this window because he's such a good young player and we'll have that position literally tied up for 10 years if we buy Sancho. So that's why I would go with that, mate. And then the other part of your comment as well, the centre-back and the left-back, yeah, I agree with you on that one. And I would like to see those 3 positions filled by, realistically, Sancho, Upamecano and Reguilon. Those would be the 3 players that I sign because they're realistic. You said which realistic ones. I mean, if we're being unrealistic, then I would like Alphonso Davies and Jadon Sancho, or actually Messi. I'll have Messi. Actually, no, Jadon Sancho because Messi's older, but you know what I mean, if we're being silly. And then centre-back, I don't know, Sergio Ramos or some shit. You know what I mean? But that's not realistic. Thank you, First Class Gamer says, let's help Pig get to 27k. Guys, we're actually, I can't believe it because literally last week we hit 25k. So I cannot really believe that we're almost hit 27k, honestly, because I've been doing this for 7 years. And, you know, we've always had good steady growth on this channel, but it's gone from 0 to 25k in 7 years. And then it's gone from 25k to 26.5 in like a week. So it's pretty freaking awesome, lads and lasses. Shout out to all the new subscribers and everyone that's getting in here. I'm just glad that you like the show and glad that you like what we're doing here to care enough to subscribe, everyone. But if you do and you have not yet, then yes, like he says, let's march on to 27k. Smash that subscribe button. Davinder Paul says, yeah, podcast on Spotify would be fire. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, my friend. I've just seen Joe Rogan's gone over to Spotify, hasn't he? Maybe I'll do the same thing. Maybe I'll get on the blower to Spotify. Try and get some deal done. Matt Rush says 375 legends in here. So true. What a bunch of heroes. Pida says latest news on Sean Longstaff, or is he off the wish list? So I haven't heard much on Sean Longstaff, I'm not going to lie, or indeed his brother, the other Longstaff. I haven't heard much about the movements to United. Just like equally, I haven't heard too much more about like David Brooks or Josh King or some of the other Gasher players that we have been linked to. Like, there's a lot of links to Manchester United and not a lot of basis for it. Other than it's probably from the PR bubble that is Manchester United leaking this out to certain news outlets to try and get Dortmund to perceive it as Manchester United are no longer looking at Sancho. That's the situation. So I think I don't think we're looking at too many other players right now other than the 3 or 4 that we've already been speaking about this week. People like Upamecano, people like Badiashile, people like Reguilon, and even though people have said we've pulled out of the Badiashile deal, I mean, we were never in for the Badiashile deal. He's just on the shortlist. So yeah, we'll see. James Ralston, what's going on? Thank you very much for that, my friend. He says, Bacon Brigadier is the life for me. James Ralston, thank you very much for that, James. That's very, very kind of you to say. I'm glad you like what we're doing here. Hi to you, Graham Boilia, as well. Graham Boilia, good to see you. Joe S. comments, we're lacking great options for centre-backs now. Upamecano is only one I think we could be worth the investment. Torres is poor aerially and not physical aggressive enough, a similar profile to Lindelof. Screw that then. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Pau Torres, but screw that. If he's anything like Victor Lindelof, no, mate. Do one. Not into Pau Torres at United at all, if that's the case. Look, I'm not going to comment too much on him. I've only seen him a couple of times. But I certainly think Upamecano looks like he fits the bill of what we're trying to get, which is someone who's a bit more physical, a bit quicker, a bit better in the air. I mean, if you can physically outclass and have somebody like Diego Costa in your pocket at 21 years of age, I'd say you've probably got all the attributes required to be a United centre-back, because he's a heck of a forward attacker and with a lot of physical attributes to him as well. So to have him in your pocket in a 90-minute game of football, I think is a good indicator of where he is at 21 years of age. And considering he's so young, he's getting better. I mean, the deal with the Upamecano situation is it's another game of United trying to play the waiting game to save money. Because if we wait, there's a clause that comes into effect in his contract in January, which would mean he would be available for, I think it's 43 or 45 million euros or somewhere around there. Maybe it's more than that because he signed a new contract recently, possibly up to 60 million euros. But either way, that would come into effect in January and mean a whole host of clubs would be able to sign him for that amount of money. Whereas if United spent a little bit more money than that now, we could get him now. We could actually get him now, but we'd have to spend a few more mil. It's the story of United's window every single time. We could spend a bit more money and get the player now, or we could wait and save a little bit of money and hope that we get him later for less. That's the story of Manchester United's window, my folks. Ryan Burberspin9 says it's growing and growing. It is growing, this channel. It's brilliant to see. Thank you to everybody that supports it. Honestly, shout out to all the Bacon Brigade and everyone that's been watching this channel for years. I couldn't do it without you guys. You really do support the channel a lot, whether it's, sharing it on Twitter or just by the mere fact you're watching and interacting. Like, it really helps the channel, and all the thumbs up and all the shares and all the everything, all the chat in the Telegram group and everything. So thank you guys for supporting this show and believing in the show. I feel like this channel, is doing really good at the moment, and long may it continue. That's what I'm saying. Wendy Simmons says, Pochettino said he was still interested in the Man United job. Do want Pochettino. I don't want to see Pochettino at United ever. No. Sorry, that's not for me. What did he ever win? No. Matt Rush says 198 likes. So close to 200. That is sick, mate. Smash a like on it, guys. Aaron Homeyard says, visit the Flying Pig website, flyingpigunited.com. Thank you, Aaron Homeyard. Fergie99 says, we love you, Pig. We love you too, Fergie99. Trust me, my friend. I freaking love you, Fergie. Gaz G says, will you say hello to my 10-month-old Rottweiler? His name is Teddy Sheringham. Teddy, come here, Teddy. Teddy Sheringham. Come here, Teddy Sheringham. How's it going, Teddy Sheringham? There you go, mate. By the way, Teddy Sheringham, what an absolute legend of a player at United. Just of course, for that goal alone. By the way, what an intelligent player as well. Like, with Teddy Sheringham, it wasn't about being the quickest or the most physical. It's just he read the game so well. He had such great vision and such great awareness and ability on the ball. I used to love watching Teddy Sheringham play, actually, even before he played for United, to be fair. Hey, thank you so much for that, Bilal Hussein. He says, I love how you interact with the viewers and talk sense. Keep the good work up. Dude, thank you, Bilal Hussein, man. You're a top hero. Appreciate that. That's so nice of you. Shout out to Bilal, everyone, for that nice comment there. Really, really nice of you, mate. I'm going to try and keep it up. I'm going to get the daily transfer stuff coming every single day. So we've got an afternoon show around about 3 p.m. and an evening show around about 9:30 where we talk about all the transfer news throughout the window. Of course, when the new season starts, we'll be focusing more on previewing games, unless there is any major transfer news. But certainly, we'll keep you up to date on this channel with what is going on in the current market with United. As soon as there's news, we'll let you know. Like I say, all you have to do is look at this channel and then look at all the other channels on YouTube and see that we're getting this information first. Well, not necessarily first, but we're getting it on there first, So we are. I'm trying to make sure that every bit of new information that is interesting, that is vital, is going to be on the channels for people to consume. So that way, you're going to be happy. And that way, when you see all the other channels doing the same old shit, but 24 hours later, then you'll know that the pig is legit. So that's what I'm aiming for, folks. Thank you very much, Jonathan Gallagher, Ryan Burberspin9, Fergie99. Absolutely, Bilal, you led your own day. You led your own day, Bilal. Illy United says, I have a Sheringham t-shirt, Sharp Digital. Quality. Absolutely stunning. Vintage year. Hey, what's up, Sani Abib? Thank you very much. He's got the old Reebok logo there. He says, keep it up, my friend. Dude, thank you so much, Sani Abib. Very nice to speak to you, my friend. Thank you for that. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, everyone. Joshua Lerma says, Van der Beek, good power. What good player, sorry, must be. Yeah, he is. I mean, I'm very excited to have him at the football club. Just to clarify, I'm not trying to say that Van der Beek's not a top player. We haven't seen enough from him yet, and we haven't seen him in the Premier League. It takes a little time for players to adapt sometimes. You might think a player's absolutely shit when you first see them play in the Premier League, actually. Like, look at Fred. Fred was pants in the Premier League, man. Really quite average for a long time. But he developed, he learned, he adapted. It takes longer for others than it does for some. But he learned and he adapted. And he's certainly a much better player now. Like, when he first came over and we signed him for that amount of money, and we saw him play a few times. To be fair, Jose didn't play him for ages, but when he did play him, it was like, yeah, he's pretty bang average. But it just takes a little bit of time to adapt sometimes. So don't be too hard on Van der Beek if it takes him a couple of games to get into the flow of things in the Prem, because it's a totally... Can you imagine going from the Dutch League to the Premier League? What a step up that is. Like, fair play to Ajax. They're obviously a good team. They got to the Champions League semis. But when you're getting down to the rest of the teams, like, come on, don't tell me FC 20 would stand a chance against United or Chelsea or City or, you know, Feyenoord. Yeah, they're a good team. They are. PSV, they're a good team. But they're not like, you know, and then the rest of the league, oh, they're bloody bang, bloody average. I mean, what other teams do they got in the Eredivisie, man? You know? I don't even bloody know. Freaking Groningen and stuff like that. I don't even know. But no, you know, they've got some decent teams out there, but still it's a massive step up in pace and quality and physicality coming to the Premier League to play for United. Of all those big great teams you're coming up against, the Man Cities and the Liverpools and the Chelseas and all these big European teams that have all won major things apart from those shitty scummers. And Arsenal, of course. City and Arsenal. That makes me sleep nicely at night, actually. Still, even though Manchester United are failing to a degree, well, not to a degree, we're failing because 7 years was the last time we won the Premier League and our owners are shit and everything and we are failing. I take a lot of great pleasure from the fact that Man City, after spending all their bloody money that they have and getting Baldy Pep in and all their managers and bloody Dracula in and everyone that they've had over the years, from Sparky to Dracula to Pep and everybody in between, that they still haven't won that Champions League. That fills me with a great amount of pleasure, my friends. And also Arsenal. The fact that Arsenal still haven't won it, that fills me with a great amount of pleasure, my friends. Because remember, you know, you can't even really be a big club unless you won the Champions League. To be honest, and we've won it thrice. Should have won it more than that, really. You know, Fergie was very unlucky not to win it once or twice more, I think. But the fact is, we still won it thrice. That puts us at the seat of the table of the top boys, my friend. Okay, it might not be La Decima like Real Madrid or whatnot, but still, it's pretty significant. You can't be a big club if you haven't won the Champions League. Thank you. Ashar Katana says, United alternative if Sancho doesn't come. Ronaldo, Mbappe, Brooks, Gnabry, Coman, Berardi and Chiesa. It's so interesting how you've got Brooks and Ronaldo in the same sentence. But I understand what you're saying, mate. Yeah. I mean, some of these players, we're being linked to Coman. Yeah, definitely. We're being linked to Dembele. You know, we're being linked to Brooks. We're being linked to what's his freaking face, McNeil. Thank you, Liam. Says, join the channel, Jonathan Gallo. It's only £1. I feel great things will come for you. Thank you very much there, Liam, man. Matt Rush. Thank you again for another super chat, Matt Rush. You nutter. He says, amazing support for the pig tonight. I have to say, guys, really fantastic support for the show. Like, we only started doing these transfer videos a couple of weeks ago. I've always sort of been a little bit like reluctant about doing them because I only previously have talked about the transfers when it's a done deal, when it's a done deal situation. When the player's there holding the shirt, I'll make a vid on it. But what I've learned is obviously being a Manchester United channel, I have to bring you the latest news. People want the latest news. You guys want the latest transfer news. So I started doing the shows and I have to say it's been a massive success, everybody. So I just want to say thank you to, you know, to everyone that is watching and everyone who's liking and tuning into these videos, you know, because that's why I'm doing it, because you guys are watching. So thank you very much for watching. Gungshi with a comment here. Great to see you. Yes, he says, sorry this is late, but thank you, lads and lasses. You are a lovely group. Honestly, I may pass out soon, but we will see you smashing Legiondes later. Oh, thank you, Gungshi. Yeah, have a great evening, Gungers. Thank you for stopping by in here and commenting. What a top lad, honestly. One of the true legends of the Beicano Brigadiers, Mr. Gungshi. Have a great sleep if you do fall asleep. If not, Just keep listening, mate, and chill, my friend. But yeah, Gungshi, what a legend. Lena Felix, thank you. Oh, sorry, Lana. Is it Lana or Lena? Love the name, by the way, actually. Lana is one of my favourite names. She says, new sub, newbie, good content, Mr. Flying. Thank you very much for that, Lana or Lena. Either way, you spell it out phonetically so I get it right. But thank you very much. Wengie Simmons says, why they stopped going after Leon Bailey? I don't really know, mate. I think it's just players we're being linked with. I'm not sure if we were truly going for him. I think it's just a case of there's people being linked with us. The PR department at United is linking us with every single player in order to try and get some sort of traction from other clubs. Get Beamed 141 says, hi, quick recap. Sorry, I was late. No worries, dude. I don't know, I mean, Sancho still on the cards, Saga prevailing, absolute melt job from the Glazers, melt job from Woodward, absolute melt job from our board trying to get any business done in the window, Reguilon offered to United, but probably a potential melt job from our board, Thiago still on the cards, but probably going to be going to Liverpool and probably a potential melt job from our board, Upamecano probably staying at Leipzig, potential melt job from our board. That's basically an update for you there, my friend. Hey, thank you, Razak, for joining the Baker Brigade. Yes! You absolute Legione, my friend. Get in. Come on, Razak. Yes, welcome to the Brigadiers. By the way, I just want to address something. I've got a few new people ask me, what the hell is your name all about on here? I feel like maybe I should change the name because it's kind of irrelevant to United, but I'm probably never going to change the name, guys, because it is what it is. This is the Flying Pig United channel. It kind of doesn't make any sense, but in a way it's kind of cool because it's just different to everybody. Like, there's no other United channel that's got anything to do with flying or pigs, is there? Let's be honest now. So it kind of stands out, but also it doesn't make sense. But just to let everybody know what it does mean, I just used to be called the Flying Pig when I was a goalkeeper in my old football team, and for some reason when I set this channel up, I thought, that's a good name, but it's actually not a good name. But that's my name. No, I'm not going to change it now, Ellie. I've thought about it, but I'm not going to change it. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. It is. This is the channel, but it kind of doesn't make sense. Sham7 says, 7 years on the grind for Pig. You're inspiring. Thanks, Shams. Yeah, I mean, it's taken a long time to get it to this stage, and it will take it a long time to get it to where I want it to be fair. I think this has got the potential to be, you know, a channel with 100,000 subscribers one day. But of course, you know, let's just try and get to 30,000 first, you know what I mean? Which I aim to do at the end of the year. Graham Bralier says, your name is cool. Thank you, Graham. Griffo says, should rebrand it to Flying Goat United. I like it, I like it. Joshua Weller says, what about Sancho? Oh, you know what? You'll probably have to go back and watch the start of the video, Joshua. But just to cut it, just to make it short, give you a quick summary. Sancho, you know, he's a target for United. We've got to be trying to go back and renegotiate with him. There's a lot of to-in and throw-in and negotiations, well, not negotiations, a lot of sort of communications going on behind the scene that we don't necessarily know about. And there's a lot of publications posting stuff which is claiming that Manchester United are linked to all of these different players, just in basically an effort to try and, you know, it's like a PR department thing from United. I think we've got somebody new running our PR department at United, and I think that is definitely a thing that happens. If you were at United and you wanted to try and make it seem to Dortmund like they better sell Sancho for a bit of a less of amount of money sooner rather than later, otherwise United are going to lose interest and go elsewhere, by putting interest out in a player to a certain couple of media publications to get it out there, it might just have a little bit of an influence on a team, you know. So that's what we were talking about at the start of the show, mainly. Chinedu Umbemame says, Pig, you're up. I am, mate. Good to see you, Chinedu. Kerwin Carter Williams says, keep up the brand identity. Thank you very much. Yeah, you're right, Polar Bear. It is a unique name, so I'm not going to get rid of it. I know people would be pissed off if I did that anyway, and that is my channel name at the end of the day. That's it. Flying Pig United. It's random as fook, but it is what it is. Ryan Berber says, pigs will fly before some of the crap they talk. You're unique. Thank you, mate. Cootie says, I love Flying Pig, but where is your hat? In the wash. It's just too hot, mate. Have you seen the sweat on my head? Can you imagine if I was wearing a hat as well? Crikey. But yeah, I mean, what I want to do with this channel in terms of transfers, you're never going to see any BS clickbait where you've got, like, you know, like some of the channels, you know who they are, guys. Like, some of them are not so bad as they used to be fair, now that they're big. But other channels, I don't want to name any names, but other channels They've done like 8 Sancho videos that say done deal on them and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, but you're just misleading the fan base. There is no benefit to doing that. Yeah, you can talk about a topic. There's nothing wrong with talking about transfers. But saying that a deal has been done and fabricating something to make it out that it's already been done when it's not, that's just misleading the fan base. And that's just wrong. It's just clickbait and it's wrong. So that's where I am on it. I will talk about transfers. I will talk about all the situations, but we won't be saying any deals are done or anything's guaranteed or any bullshit's done until it's done. Until they're holding the shirt with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a big cheesy grin on their face. That's when we'll be actually announcing that it's a done deal, such as we did with Donny van der Beek and have done with every player pretty much ever on this channel. Shout out Tino and friends for subscribing. Jarvis Cocker with a super chat here says, I predict 50k subscribers before New Year's. The pig is working triple shifts every day. What a machine. Give the man a standing ovation. Hey, thank you, Jarvis Cocker, man. To be honest with you, Jarvis, mate, I mean, you bring up an interesting point. I don't think I'm going to get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year, to be honest. That would be amazing if we did. But I think 30k is the realistic target, and I'd be over the moon with that, especially after the lockdown that we had where we didn't go up much at all for a few months, you know, where there was no football. So I would be super happy with that. And but yeah, 50k would be incredible. But you actually say I'm working triple shifts every day. What a machine. Give the man a standing ovation. But realistically, mate, this is a piece of piss to me, mate. You know, people are sending me super chats here. All I'm doing is talking about Manchester United, which is something I started this channel doing for absolutely nothing and just did it for fun, guys. So this is every single day that I do this and I don't have to go back and work at my job that I did before lockdown and stuff like that. It's an absolute win for me, lads and lasses. Honestly, this is the dream. I'm living the dream, lads and lasses. Okay, maybe we could live the dream to a slightly higher degree, but we're still on that first rung there, living the dream. And I'm loving it, my friends. And like, it's not that hard for me. I used to do, you know, I've done some shit jobs in my time, lads and lasses. I previously used to do courier work, which I actually quite liked. Like working for Amazon, delivering parcels, you're on your own, you know, you can listen to the radio, whatever. It's not the end of the world. It's all right. You get on with your job, then you're done. Fine. Didn't mind that at all, actually. But like, I've worked in telesales and all sorts where you're on the phone for 8 hours a day talking about shit. You know, and it's like, oh man, that's a hard job. You know, that's a hard job. This isn't a hard job. This isn't even a job. Do you know what I mean? This is just a hobby, my friends. It's a hobby, but it's absolutely amazing, honestly, guys. So thank you. Anyway, I'm not talking. You know, let's forget it. Let's get back to the football way. Crikey, I don't know how we've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes, but we have done. You know, we have done, but wow, thank you for stopping by, everyone. Rossard Nicholas says, what's up? How you doing, Rossard? Thanks for stopping by and getting in here. Jarvis Cocker says, don't undermine your effort. Not many people can do what you're doing. People follow you because you're great. Well, fair enough. No, you're right. I mean, not many people would get on here and talk for an hour and 45 minutes about United transfers on a Saturday night, I guess. So you're spot on there, Jarvis. Superstar says, Pogba getting COVID. Not good, man. Is Dybala back to 100% fitness yet? He got it a while ago. Superstar, man. I don't know about Pogba, how he is in terms of his recovery. When we do find a bit more information about that, we will talk about it on the channel. But actually, you know, I'm expecting him to be over the worst of it already, but because he's a young athlete, but you do never know. It's a funny disease, that one. Funny virus, and it can obviously affect different people differently. So we'll see what goes on, but hopefully everything's fine. In terms of him coming back into the side, I'd hope that he'd be ready for near the start of the season. I mean, our first game is in 2 weeks to the day, so we've got a game on the 19th. So probably not back by then, I don't know. Think about it, probably not. Ashar Katana says, United fans go and rob Ed Woodward's house and tell him to pay 120 for Sancho. Well, that's what actually seemed to do the trick last time when we signed Icarlo and Bruno. But I'm not condoning such behaviour. Ryan Burberspin says, Pig, you're real, that's why we love you. Dude, thank you so much, man. Yeah, well, I do just turn on the camera and just start talking. And I talk too quick to be able to think of what I'm saying as well. It just comes out, guys. There's no filter, you know. There's basically no filter. Alan Rogers says, happy as a pig in shit. You know it, Alan. Jonathan says, Pig, what would you say to Ed Woodward the potato? I'd say, here's a potato, son. Why don't you go downtown and have somebody gnaw on your freaking potato head and try and gnaw some sense into your pal? Because you're clearly not cut out to be United's chief exec. Get a director of football in, step back into a financial role, stay in your lane, stop being a complete melter, and sort your bloody life out, Ed. Someone along those lines. Thank you, Gazji says, win-win, living the dream, keep it up, Pig. Thank you very much, mate. Matt Rush says 214 likes. That is sensational, lads and lasses. Thank you for all watching tonight and chucking that thumbs up button on there. 2-foot tackle that like button if you have not done so already. It will help this stream out a lot. Please do hit that like button and get involved. Ellie says, hit the like button as hard as Phil Jones' guns. Guns. Phil Jones' guns. Lucky it wasn't someone else I said there. Rossard Nicholas says, Henderson or De Gea? De Gea for me, but if he slips up again, then Henderson, like that's it for me. David's on his last chance at United for me. If he can't put in consistently good performances, then Dean Henderson should be allowed the opportunity to try. Pankaj Palhawani says, when will we get Sancho? I'm thinking last day of the season, my friend. Or first day of next season transfer window. Probably with our board. No, in all honesty, I am actually expecting Sancho to join this summer. I still think that'll be our one big signing and that'll basically be it. That'll be enough to give the fans all that they need to just be satisfied, just enough. We'll have a big player that they can sell a lot of shirts on and appease the fans for a short-term period of time. And it's a good player for the future as well. But I still think they're trying to just save a few million on that. But ultimately, my belief is they will sign the player because we need him and we're desperate for the lad. So my belief is we will sign Jadon Sancho come the end of the window for probably about 110 mil. And he will be our only other signing in this window along with Van der Beek, which I think most United fans would be okay with. Me personally, I would look at it as a subpar window, especially when you see some of the other teams signing all the players that they have. I would look at it as a subpar window because we do need that centre-back. Lindelof's not up to it. We do need a left-back. Luke Shaw's got fitness issues and also is probably not, it's not like he's a world great or anything. He is 25, does have time to get better though. But we still could do with a left-back. And what about, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the other side? He's such a machine, but if he gets injured, we've got Diogo Dalot there. We've got Ethan Laird there. We've got Timothy Fosu-Mensah. We don't really have a seasoned, really good, experienced player to come in there, which is why it might be another good idea to get one of these wing-backs in. Right, let's get down to the bottom of these. Michael Adioson says, I'm expecting a £20 and a meal at my local chicken shop if we get Sancho. Do Misa Diamani says, Jadon Sancho, new sensation. The guy's a beast, isn't he? Gift Steven says, Koulibaly or Upamecano? Great question. We've chatted about it a little bit, but I actually think Upamecano, just because he's 21 and he already looks great. Koulibaly, he would take more money, cost more money, he'd be more money to pay in wages. And it's another one of those players that's more of a big-name marquee player that's not necessarily guaranteed to do so well at United. Like Upamecano, though, even if he starts off not doing well, he's probably got a good chance to develop and progress and adapt. And I think that's where we could get a future Koulibaly a lot easier. QT07 says, hey Pig, Mrs. just got up, got to go. See ya everyone. QT007, you're a legend. Thanks for stopping by. Bhavesh Sharma comments, we need a left-back CDM forward to have a good transfer window. Well, we sort of got a CDM, but I know what you mean. We need a proper CDM, like a Matic replacement, like a Thomas Partey or a Wilfred Ndidi. I agree with you, or a Kante or something like that. A proper CDM. I agree with you, man. I don't think that's coming. I really don't think that's coming. We've already got our midfielder for the window. I don't think that's coming now, but I hope so. I like Norville. Thank you, mate. Says almost 400. Go on, Pig. Thank you, Isla. One of the old-time subscribers. Absolute legend to see you. Thank you for getting in here recently as well. Joe S. comments all about net spend for Glazers. Like you said, say they'll do just enough to appease and avoid a riot. Spot on. As soon as the riot starts, in comes Bruno, in comes Igano. As soon as the fans start again, in comes Sancho. That'll probably what will be the case. But what they actually should be doing is not thinking about appeasing the fans and thinking about how to improve the first team and doing it. Joe S. Yeah, thank you for that comment. I agree. G. Wolf. No, just no, bro. Proper United fan right here. G-Wolf is an absolute legend. Footy Talk says, yo, Pig, you all right? I'm great, Footy Talk. How you doing? Pankaj says, Sancho 7, I am waiting. There you go. We've got the number 7 shirt free and available. The shirt numbers were obviously submitted again this season. Greenwood was given the 11, which is massive, really. When you actually think about that, Greenwood's been given the 11 shirt. That just goes to show you the faith that we have in him going forward and this season. Like, he's obviously going to feature in the first team squad a lot this season. And Brandon Williams is given the 33. Well, 7 is still vacant. Also, the number 19, I think, is still vacant, which is quite interesting. It's not that interesting, but it's quite interesting. But definitely the number 7 being free is interesting. Liam comments, pick one player from our past to join the current squad to take us to the next level. Obviously, Roy Keane. Roy Keane, we did that earlier. Jarvis Corker says, my dream is Upamecano, Sancho and Grealish. We would tear teams apart. Interesting. Yeah, that would be pretty damn great window if we could get those lads in. Pricey says Varane or Alaba as centre-back. I mean, you know, they're both good, but, I mean, the last game we saw of Alaba, he made 2 absolute stinkers. Varane. Alaba has been faultless, really. I think Alaba, of course, he's a left-back, but they've converted into a centre-back. I think he's great. I've been chatting about Alaba for years. You can go back 5 years ago and see a video of me saying we should get bloody Alaba. Gaz G says, keeping it real, no fannying around like the other shit. Thank you, Gaz G. You know it makes sense. Jimmy Marsh says, Matt Rush, are you pigs Zian Miasi? I don't know what that means, but he's definitely my transfer guru, mate. He is literally he's my sage. Do you know what I mean? He's my muse, so to speak. So shout out Matt Rush. Honestly, he's really helped me a lot with these videos because he knows a lot of insider stuff at United, which, you know, a lot of I wouldn't know about if it wasn't for him. So shout out to Matt Rush. Chuck Woodoo and Wogu comments, I feel Solskjaer wants to buy Reguilon because he wants Shaw to fit in at the left side of the centre-back. Very interesting there, mate. That's such an interesting observation you've made, pal. Very interesting, because when we saw Luke Shaw play in that system last year, he did really well. And we did well in that system. Like, coming up against the bigger teams, City and the like, we did well in that system. That's not the nicest, most attacking system. And when you have players like Pogba and Bruno and these guys who can create in midfield, it's a shame to play that way. But we didn't necessarily have Bruno then. But still, like, yeah, I agree, mate. Like, that would make sense. Luke Shaw looked really good in the left centre-back spot in the back 3. So that's something that we could definitely play with this season. We've still got Brandon Williams as well. That's definitely something we could do. Ellie, thank you so much for getting in here and all your hard work moderating. She says, I'm off, guys. Take care all. Smash a like and subscribe or join the Bacon Brigade. See you all next time. Nice one, Ellie. You're absolute hero. Appreciate all the work. You have a great evening. Shout out. Good night, Ellie, everyone. Stick a Z in the light. No, stick a Z emoji or a sleep emoji or something in the live chat for Ellie. Get Beam says, personally, I'm not a fan of 2 rotating goalkeepers. I believe goalkeeping is all about confidence. Switching 2 goalies now and then might be a bad thing. Yeah, I know, but I think it's also good for De Gea to have that competition and to know that there's that player ready to step in. Like with Sergio Romero, he was clearly the backup keeper. He's clearly the Europa League keeper. You know, it's like he's never really going to dislodge De Gea, especially when it gets to the point when we're in the FA Cup semi and the FA Cup Europa, and Solskjaer changes him out for De Gea because that's his big match keeper. So everyone knows their pecking order there. Whereas Dean Henderson, it's more like more challenging for David De Gea. He's got a real ready-made good keeper who's had a great season in the Premier League, who's 23, 24, who's ready to take over from David De Gea, snapping at his heels. And I think that'll make us see the best De Gea. Don't know if you saw his performance the other night against Germany for Spain, but he's had a really good game. I didn't watch it, but apparently he's had a really good game. Shout out Footy Talk. Of course I can give you a shout out, mate. Appreciate you liking the video, mate. Shout out to you, Footy Talk. Smash a 1 in the live chat, guys. Stick a 1 in the live chat as well if you are having a good evening, everyone. I'm loving it, guys. I'm loving this live chat. Gungshi, mate, says, good night, Ellie. Take care. Everyone says, good night, Ellie. Legends. Thank you, Ellie. Jimmy Darami comments, Dan James. What about him, Jimmy? You think he's, bit bang average? Or Alan Rogers says, Alaba's so versatile. Left back, centre back, CDM, left back. Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good. I mean, there's not many players that can play left back and centre back to the same degree. I mean, people like Paolo Maldini, yeah, but it's not a common thing. Even people like Dennis Irwin, who could play, you know, on the wings, who could play right back. You can't necessarily play centre back. It's usually because you have to be bigger, taller, more physical to play there. I think that's why Maldini was perhaps so great all around, because he was obviously quite tall, and so I think that is obviously a factor as well. But there's not many players that you see who are as competent at centre back as they are at left back. It just doesn't really happen. Players like Wes Brown, actually, people forget about Wes Brown. Wes Brown used to play right back. Centre back, people like John O'Shea, sometimes they would come in and do a utility job. People forget. Yeah, good night, Ellie, everyone. Thank you very much for that. And Lynette Giggs, shout out again. Rossard Nicholas says, why journalists say that Van der Beek is a panic buy? That's not a journalist, that's Paul Merson, mate. He's a crackhead. Don't talk about Merce, as a journalist. He's a crackhead, my friend. He's not said that, no, I like Merce. He's a nice bloke, honestly, I do. I think he's a nice bloke, honestly. As a gooner as well, I think he's a nice bloke. But he's also talking shit there, my friend. He's talking shit there. And there's no way Van der Beek's a panic buy when you're signing him early on in the window for chump change money at a bargain price on a long-term deal, getting it done early. There's no way that's a panic buy. Just because we've already got good midfielders doesn't make it a panic buy. We're planning, we're building, we're improving, we're getting depth. Shut up, Paul Merson. Absolute idiot comments, my friend. Idiot comments. I tell you what, I could talk all night to you guys on here, to be honest, but I'm going to stick on here for maybe about another 10 minutes, probably until midnight. And then we turn into a pumpkin, everyone, and my hair starts to look like a pumpkin, you see, because the gel starts to run out. Or I don't know, I sweat it off my head or something, and it goes, look at that strand there. You see, that wasn't there earlier. That's just gone like that. So, yeah, we'll stay here until about midnight, everyone, but shout out to you all for stopping by. I appreciate you all asking me questions and interacting with me. Thank you so much. Illy United, what's going on, Illy United, man? He says, come on, pig, I is mug. I don't know what that means, Illy United, but it's great to see you, Illa. Mark Voot says, love you, mods. Absolutely, they're doing a great job. If I haven't replied to you yet, guys, comment. I'm going to try and reply to everybody. Pricey MUFC says, Raphael was so underrated as our right back. Miss a player of his passion. Good point, man, actually. Good point. I think we could have done much worse than keeping hold of Raphael. That's a very good point you make there. There's a bunch of players over the years that I'm disappointed Manchester United got rid of, actually. Whether it's your Xavier Hernandez's or like you say, Raphael was another one. Who else, guys? Who would you? That's a good. Ander Herrera would have been good if he would have stayed. Who is your biggest sort of player that over the last, say, 7 years that you think it's a shame that they don't still play for Manchester United? Is it, I don't know, Memphis Depay or Schneiderlin? I don't know, but who is it? Razak says Heinze. Yeah, at the time that was such a big loss when we lost Gabriel Heinze. He was absolutely amazing. But yeah, he did obviously leave us, which was a shame. Footy Talk says, why are you so confident about Sancho? Because we are the only club that's approached Dortmund for him at the moment. He wants to come to the club. He's spoken to Solskjaer a couple of times. He's obviously agreed personal terms with Manchester United. There's no issue there with any sort of stuff like that between him and his agent and the want and desire to come to the club and the contract and things like that. What the issue is with is the amount of money that's being paid for Jadon Sancho to Dortmund. So they will reach an agreement at some point, and I think it's the sort of signing United need. We need him. That's why Dortmund are holding out, because they know that we need him, really. Not just in terms of getting the player in the squad and helping out the depth and the quality, but also just for that statement of intent to the fan base and the statement of intent to everybody who's watching around the world, expecting United to try and close the gap on Liverpool. That's the ultimate thing. I mean, it's a disgrace that we are so many points behind Liverpool and haven't strengthened more than we have done yet. So that's why I think it will happen, because this is a football club that needs to at least show like they are trying to get that, even if they're not truly trying to get that. They need to at least act like it. That's why I think it will happen. Which is the wrong reasons, but that's why I think it will happen. Jarvis says, I was bummed out when we sold Van Nistelrooy. Oh, 100%, man. What an atrocity it was. Van Nistelrooy was the goal machine of goal machines. He was unbelievable. Ryan says, RVP had 2 more years left for us. So true, Ryan Burberspin. Why the hell did we get rid of Robin Van Persie when we did? He was still such a good option for us. Ridiculous, man. Zlatan. What about Zlatan? He's still doing the business. He would have still been doing the business for Man United as well. Unreal. By the way, let's see if we can get to 250 likes by the end of this live stream tonight, folks. If you haven't hit that like button yet, that's right, I'm talking to you in your pants there. Do us a favour and smash that thumbs up button. It only takes a little tickle, and it will definitely help this channel out, grow, and get, notoriety. So please do hit that like button, everyone, if you have not done so already. Thank you to all of you for tuning in again. Heroes. I think I said that about 10 times, but it's true. I just want to thank you all. Simon Cowie comments, I'm 110% sure Sancho will happen, pig. There are rumours. We have agreed the fee with add-ons and instalments. Oh, that's amazing stuff. I mean, there are rumours, absolutely, but there's nothing concrete at the moment. But I'm with you. I think it will happen. Hey, Jimmy Marsh, he says, I'm just off to watch AEW with my son. Peace out, people. Good stuff. We'll be watching from now on. New here. Jimmy Marsh, you legend. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon, then you won't miss a beat. But yeah, enjoy the AEW wrestling, mate. To be fair, that's one of those federations that I haven't actually got into. I need to check it out. Is that the one? That's the one Chris Jericho went to though? Yeah, little bit of the bubbly and all that. That's right? Sorry, I've got a bit of a crap. I haven't watched wrestling properly for years, man. The last wrestling I watched, we did a WrestleMania watch along with about 12 people watching this year during lockdown when there was no other sports on the go. That's the last wrestling I watched. I thought that was funny though. Anyway, there you go. Gaz Newton says, I never wanted Nani going when he did. He was frustrating and great, but we kept Ashley Young. So true. There's been so many players leave ahead of other good players. Even Welbeck, weirdly. Like, I know Welbeck's gone on to not do very good. But at the time for United, he's still done a lot more for us than, like, Lingard did. Makes no sense. Gift Stephen says, we should have gone for Aki. I agree, 100%. £41 million, 24-year-old Dutch international, link up with Donny van der Beek. I mean, what more do you want? It would have made perfect sense to get him in there, but again, we were caught with our pants down, and City went in and took him out from underneath us. Solskjaer wanted him, it's just that our board weren't prepared to act on it. That's what it was. Thank you, Ray Reddington. Sorry, mate. Yeah, there is a bit of news on players leaving, actually. It's just really the same stuff. So there's a slight delay in the Chris Smalling Roma deal right now, because Chris Smalling's understood to want a 4-year deal, a 4-year contract at the club, and Roma only want to give him a 3-year deal. So there's still negotiations going on there, but it is expected that Chris Smalling will join Roma for somewhere in a region of 15 to 20 million euros sometime this window. So keep a lookout for that one, guys. We'll let you know what goes on this channel in regards to other players going out, potential loan moves being offered. Andreas Pereira to various clubs, but nothing concrete there. Phil Jones, Newcastle rumours, nothing concrete there. That's pretty much it. So we'll see when all that stuff comes in. I will let you know about that. Also, Juan Mata is being linked with Galatasaray and maybe a move away. That one I kind of think might make sense, especially if United are going to sign Sancho and more players, because Juan Mata's on 200 grand a week and he's getting older. He's 32. And if United could get him off the books this year, even for a really tiny transfer fee, it might make a lot of sense. Even though I like Mata and I think he'd be great. First Class Gamer says AEW is awesome. I've got to check that one out, yeah. Griffo Chad says the WrestleMania watch-along was class. I'll have you find. Hey, thank you so much for that, Griffo, mate. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. It was fun. Griffo says should get some more people involved for the news videos to add extra opinions. Yeah, that's a good shout, Griffo Chaz. Michael Fletcher says, Greenwood to play left wing. Am I nuts or just fed up of seeing our wingers cut inside like Robin used to every time? Yeah, Michael. Yeah, interesting, mate. I mean, look, did you see Greenwood when he came on the pitch tonight? He was just so much more direct and better than what we had on there. And he only did one or two things, but in a few minutes' time, he already did some really good stuff with how direct and good he is. And I think he can play on either side of the pitch because he's both-footed, and there's no reason he can't play just as well at left wing as he can at right wing. They swap him around throughout games anyway, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, why not? I do think Rashford's class, though, Michael. Like, Rashford at left wing has been class. Like, okay, the last part of the season for Rashford, he wasn't good. But he was coming back from that spinal injury. He also had an ankle injury reported towards the end of the season there, which he was harbouring. And that is, I think, a big factor for why he finished the season quite poorly. He did turn into the invisible man out there, and it was depressing. But the first half of the season, he scored 14 goals before Christmas. Can't ask for a better half of the season from a 22-year-old lad like Rashford than the first half of the season he had. It's just unfortunate that the rest of the season wasn't so good. But I do think that he's amazing at left wing, and he's so young, he's only going to get better and better and better. He was a match winner for us at the start of the season, so I think he deserves that left wing spot. I prefer him there than I do on the right or up top anyway. I don't like him at striker. I prefer Tony there. I'd actually like to see Greenwood maybe used at striker more, because I think that he's got such great natural finishing ability. If Martial's not around, I'd like to see Greenwood played at striker. Feed him. Get Sancho and Rashford feeding Greenwood across either side of his body, and I think he will score a lot of goals. Even though he's only 18, I just think he's that good. Nice one. Joe S says Rashford was just knackered post-lockdown. I agree. We saw some brilliant stuff from him earlier in the season. VK Dean comments Rashford had a double stress fracture in the back and then an ankle injury. He should never have played so much and didn't look right versus Sevilla. I worry for him this year. He needs proper rest. So true, mate. I don't think it was all down to him. I think it was just Solskjaer obviously struggling with the quality and the depth in the team. And he was carrying a bit of a knock and an ankle injury, but we needed him. He was so important to the side. He had to play. Razak says, get a left wing and push Rashford right wing and Martial and Greenwood fight for the 9. Yeah, interesting. Okay, fair enough. I see what you're saying there. But so you're not saying Sancho then? Matt Rush, thank you, mate. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yes. Please hit that subscribe button, everyone, if you haven't already. Smash that thumbs up as well. But once you subscribe, click the bell. That way you'll know when we go live. How many times have I said that tonight, by the way? But I feel like I have to say it regularly so you guys know to subscribe, you know? And obviously, this is a long show. This is 2 hours we've been talking now. So this isn't your 20-minute little show. You know, of course I'm going to say that throughout the show. I don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to piss you off. But please subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button and smash that thumbs up button as well. That will help us no end. Gaz G says, WWF 80s was the dog's bollocks back in the day. Loved it when I was in my preteens. Oh yeah, with the blue mat and the yellow WWF sign. I remember the days, my friend. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, the Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels and, you know, all back in the day, my friend. I remember that too. I used to watch that all the time. All the repeats that they used to have on Sky One in the morning and shit like that. I used to watch that all the time. My era, of course, is the Attitude Era, the 90s, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart. This is all my era. But certainly the 80s, I mean, I was born in 87, so I didn't really see a lot of the 80s, but I watched all the, you know, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all those tapes and all that stuff when I was growing up. Loved it. Nice one. Gift Stevens says, Mr. Pig, do you think do you think we'll play right back if we get Reguilon? Do you think we'll play right back if we get? What do you mean? Do you think he will play right back? I mean, I don't really know. I know he's left-footed, so I don't know if he'd be very astute at playing right back. But you never know. Maybe Brando might be better. I don't know. It depends, doesn't it? G Wolf says, come join the Bacon Brigade and be part of the famous Brigadiers and fabulous perks. Hey, thank you, G Wolf. Footy Talk says, what do you think of the Watkins from Brentford as a backup to Martial? I don't think anything of it, my friend. I really don't know too much about him, but any player from Brentford surely cannot be considered to be a backup for Martial. I don't want to be arrogant or anything, but you're telling me we're supposed to have a Brentford player in the team? Don't make me laugh. VK Dean says, holy crap, Mr. P is the same age as me. Yeah, well, maybe not. I've just turned 33, actually. So I'm 33 now, a couple of days ago. Razak says, Pig, honestly, if we can't go for Sancho, get Lucas Ocampos in left wing and switch Rashford right wing. It's an option, isn't it, Razak? It's an option. They can definitely play either side. What I like about Rashford on the left wing, though, is because obviously he's right-footed, I like him to play as an inside forward. I like to have balance. So what I like Jadon doing on the right is getting down there and penetrating wide. And then obviously that opens up the middle as well. And what I'd like Rashford doing is cutting in, like an inside forward, basically. Always keep him guessing, of course. You know, what I like about Jadon and Rashford is they can take it down the byline. They can knock it past a defender. They've got that ability as wingers, wing players, to beat people and get balls in the box. So I like that, but they've also both got the ability to cut in and have pops on goal. And that's why I think Rashford left wing is good, because how many times at the start of the season did he cut back in and put in a screamer? A bunch of times, guys. Bunch of times. Thank you, Mark Voot. He says, love this channel, Piggy. You would never piss me off. I love this channel. Lovely people, lovely mods. But the cherry on the cake is Mr. and Mrs. P. That's so nice of you, dude. What an absolute legend, Mark Voot. How nice is that, by the way? Shout out to Mark Voot, one of the recent subscribers. He's getting in here and being an absolute legend. Sham says 26.7 subs for Flying Pig. Seriously, that's awesome, guys. We're on our way to 27,000 subscribers, everyone. It's a beautiful day. You know, get involved. Simon Carey says, Pig, I'm 39. You're younger than me, mate. Well, that's good. You're only as young as you feel, mate, and I feel about 58, to be honest. Superstar says, we did all the moves with my brothers growing up. Sharpshooters, figure four leg locks, the lot, mate. Me too, man. I could stick a figure four leg lock on you right now, pal, honestly. I used to do all that shit. Boston crabs, yeah, crippler cross faces, everything, mate. Frog splashes off the top of the bunk bed, everything, bro. Me and my brother used to have some epic wrestling matches, guys. Epic wrestling matches back in the day. We had ladder matches in the garden. We had all sorts. He chucked me through a door once. He pedigreed me on a coffee table. Yeah, we used to have some we used to have some epic. Oh, Gungshi says, got pay puppet. Sorry, Gungshi, mate. I've been chatting so much COD here. I did get your first. Oh, you've sent another one, have you? What's the matter with you, Gungshi? He says, hang on, this is from Gungshi. He says, Phil asked me to donate this, said he couldn't afford more as he's shopping for another Lambo. Hey, that's so awesome of you, Gungshi, mate. Thank you so much again for that, man. Tell Phil Jones, I said hey, and tell him I'll forgive him as long as he stops pulling those silly little faces. And also, just appreciate that, Gungshi, from yourself, man, honestly. Shout out to you and Phil Jones, mate. Ray Reddington says, do you and Mrs. Pig live together? That's a bit of a personal question, isn't it, Ray? But actually, no, we don't, mate, we don't. But one day, you never know, Ray, you never know. We're working that way, Ray. Calm down, calm down. Don't open up a can of worms, mate. We're doing a football chat here. Nice one, Gift Stephen. Right, okay, I think I'm going to have to wrap this one up, everyone, I think I'm going to have to wrap this one up because I'm starting to sweat even more. And I feel like we've been going for a while. Thank you for watching me. It's over 2 hours, you legends have been tuning in. What's the matter with you guys? Honestly, have a look in the mirror, everyone. What is your major malfunction? What's your major issue, guys? I'm kidding. You're obviously clearly a legend who loves a good bit of chat and banter and stuff like that. Thank you. Griffo says, what a show. Thank you, mate. G Wolf, Ray Reddington, Gaz G, Jarvis Cocker, Chuck Woodoo Uwogu, Matt Rush, Footy Talk, Razza, Illy United, Ryan Berberspin, 9. Oh yeah, Ryan. Mark Voot, Footy Talk, Pider, First Class Gamer says wrestling talk, and I love wrestling talk. I could talk wrestling all day long. I really could. We should have a wrestling podcast. That's what we should do. An old wrestling, not modern wrestling. I know nothing about wrestling since maybe after WrestleMania 20. I probably don't know jack shit. But pre-WrestleMania 20, I know everything. I know absolutely everything there is to know about pre-WrestleMania 20 days. Nice one, Griffo. He says we've hit 250 likes. That is brilliant. Thank you for everyone who's chucked that like on it. That really means a lot. Thank you. Rick O'Neill, good evening to you as well. Thank you. Matthew Chapman says, keep it sizzling, my bacons. Thank you, Matthew. Jake says, great show. Appreciate it, Jake. You have a good evening. Jarvis Cocker, Sham7 as well. Legend. VK Dean, Sani Abib, Pricey MUFC, Griffo, Chaz, Rick O'Neill, Jonathan Gallagher, Illy United, Footy Talk, Devil of a Red, Jonathan Gallagher, Gungshi, VK Dean, again. Michael Fletcher, thank you, matey. You're a top man. Thank you. He says, we want to hear you waffle, mate. Deep down, people don't want to hear all that much about Man U. We just want to hear you waffle. Hey, that's good, Michael Fletcher. There you go. I did think that the chat seemed to liven up when we stopped talking about United, to be fair. Thank you, Joe S. Thank you, Sia Bonga and Luvu. Great chat tonight, Joe S. Chuck Woody and Wogu. Footy Talk, First Class Gamer, good night to you. Sheila Boy, brilliant show. Thank you, Sheila Boy. Jarvis Cocker, Griffo Chaz, Ray Reddington, Wakas Akram, Gaz G. Oh my days, there's so many of you tuning in. Adam Maloney. Thank you, Adam Maloney. You have a good evening too. Razak, Gaz G. I'm just trying to shout out every single one of you. Devil of a Red, Matty the Rushmeister. That's going to be it from me then, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, honestly. Really great show tonight. A lot of fun on this Saturday night. You've kept me brilliant company. I love doing these shows, honestly. So just glad that there's few more of you tuning in. But either way, I just want to say thanks to all the older, the old subscribers, as much as all the new people that are tuning in as well, for believing in me since 2013 or whenever you got in there. You're a legend. Okay, then. We've had a lot of fun. Thank you. Have a great evening, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow, where we will hopefully have some more positive Manchester United-related news for you. We shall see on that one. Of course, we've got that other England watch-along coming up. The last watch-along was very good as well, thanks to all the people that watched the England game with me today. And we managed to get that goal at the end, which was pretty damn good, just to win it, even though it was a shit game from England. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Come back, keep a lookout for stuff on the channel. If you click the bell icon once you've subscribed, then that way you will get notified. That's probably the best thing to do. You can follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. That's my personal Twitter. You can also check out the channel's Twitter, which is Flying Pig United. It's also Flying Pig United on Facebook and Instagram. And also the website is flyingpigunited.com. So check them out, lads and lasses. Right, that's going to be it from me now. Thank you so much to you all again. You have a great evening. I'll see you soon. Stay classy. Sleep well. Thank you, Gaz G. Thank you, Devil of a Red. Thank you, Don Gungshaleone. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Ryan Berberspin, Adam Maloney, Matty Rush, Footy Talk, Gungshi, Rick O'Neill, everybody else, Chuck Woodoo. You have a great evening. I'm going to end it there, otherwise I'm going to keep on bloody waffling. Stay classy. Have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. And come on, United. Winston Nelson getting in here at the end. Yo, 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 we're just finishing, my friend. But once again, brilliant show. Thanks for stopping by. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also shout out to all these Patreon legends who support the channel on Patreon as patrons, and also tier 2 channel members appear on this list, also from YouTube. So shout out to all you Bacon Brigadiers that help me do this and believe in this channel. You're a bunch of heroes and heroesses. No, that's not the word. Heroines. You're a bunch of them anyway. Thank you. Buenas noches, says Lynette Giggs. Same to you. Mrs. P. Cake Bandit, good night, darling. Razerk, Pricey MUSC, Alan Spence, good night. Denver Red, Wackass Akram, every single one of you. Gung Shi, Legends of the Falls, Legiondes, Don Piglionis, Bambinos, whatever you want to call yourselves, you know. You're heroes, a lot of you. Stay classy. See you later. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the transfer chat. Come back if I missed anything, or let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything we discussed in the not live comments after. Stay classy, everyone. Love to you all. Have a great evening. This is the ping. I'm out.